Come on, come on, come on. You know the drill by now. You know who it is, and you know what it is. Season 1, episode Blood Clot 7, Agenda over Facts. It's the dynamic duo, more chemistry than Xavi and Iniesta in that Barcelona midfield. The cookie to your crumble, the butter to your toast, the tuna to your sweet corn. It's your boy T.
It's the Young Sage Fanwell.
And we here. Another week, another episode. We don't stop because we stay consistent with it. But yeah, man, it's another week, another episode. We're here again. Quick shout out. If you're listening to us, if it's the first episode, the second episode, even the 7th episode from the beginning, and you ain't followed us on Instagram, go on Instagram, give us a little follow. Agenda Over Facts Pod. We're on the road to 100 followers. When we get there, we got a little surprise for you, man. Me and Fano said we got a little something. We ain't gonna talk too much, but just that we got a little something that man never gonna like. So get us 100 followers so you can find out what we got in store. But anyway, another week, another episode. You know the blood clot vibes by now. I'm saying blood clot like I'm bloody Jamaican, fam. But anyway, you know the vibes. You know the vibes.
What's it? As always, gratitude in it to the people that are still showing love. People that like, and you'll have the direct niggas where it's like, yo, we really like the show, or they've tuned in. But then there'll be people that you can tell they're listening week in, week out, because then they'll message us respectively to be like, oh, I just listened to this, or oh, have you thought about this? They'll like question and challenge us and stuff, which shows that they're listening and keeping up with it, and we like it. Well, we love that you lot are choosing us as your point of contact for some entertaining podcast material. We love that.
And some vibrations. Huh?
Some vibrations as always, isn't it? Remember that? But yeah, as always, we're back. Blessed to be here. None of us got M'd or nothing. Nothing crazy's happened. We're still here to provide you out with this service. It's been an eventful week. Should we go into news first, or our weeks first, or which way do you think we should do it?
We can go into our weeks. Let's go into our weeks.
Cool. So you know what? I'll go into mine first because it was quite funny, like the way my week went. So obviously, if you've listened to the last episode, you would know that the main topic last week was stress and our respective ways of dealing with stress, how we identify when it comes up, and just essentially what to do. If you haven't listened to that, maybe go and give that a listen, especially if you're feeling stressed this week. But yeah, so we must have recorded it on a Monday, yeah, and I had already felt a bit like a tiny bit like anxious on the Monday, but nothing deep in it. So we had done the podcast. I felt calm, and I was out here giving tips, and so was T, about when we're stressed, what to do. So then I don't know if maybe God must have tuned in for that one episode. He was like, "See now, you're giving sermons on stress. I'll show you stress." So
let me see you deal with it.
No, for real. So then Tuesday I wake up, yeah, and I don't feel right. Like there's this weird.
In what way?
Like I just don't feel good. Like there's a weird hue, as in, like I just feel bare low on energy, and vibrations, and like bare, like just like kind of like my foundation was not solid. So then I was having thoughts that I hadn't had in ages come up, like stressing about my current situation, stressing about work, stuff that I wasn't usually doing. I was thinking, what's going on? So like I get on my day, and I just feel myself getting more and more like just anxious and stressed, and then also not being bothered to do the things that I usually just do on a norm. This like the yoga, the gym. Like bro, I was like, oh, CBA to go gym, this and that. So
was it one of the ones where you just couldn't put your finger on what it was, but it was just a feeling?
Later on, I deduced what it was in it. And
cool. You'll get to
this. Yeah. And I'll link into my Young Sage segment next week that I finally had planned in it. But
this niggas prepared. Niggas planning the week in advance. These times I just did due diligence for 10-20 minutes. Nigga, I need to up my game, fam.
Hey, no, my shit. What's it, yeah? So I did my daily yoga with Tessa in it, and usually there's more of us, but like that day it was just me and Tessa in it. And you know what I'm thinking, yeah, of doing an AOF podcast yoga thing, innit? Like a yoga GC. If niggas wanna join, they should like join, and then we'll do like a coordinated yoga. What podcast can give you that? You know what I'm saying? And and somehow I'll try and get T into it as well. But anyway, so
me somehow, you know.
So me and Tessa, I remember I called then. I was like, I don't know why, because I talk quite often, innit? So I was like, I don't know why I'm feeling like bare anxious, and it's kind of come out of nowhere. I was like, let's do a yoga specifically for like anxiety, whatever. Bro, it didn't really do nothing, or I felt like it didn't do nothing. So the rest of the day, I'm just pent up, and I was like, you know what? I'll just try and then this links into what I was saying last week about what to do when I'm stressed. Do you remember I was like, like I have certain things I'll do, like the meditation, the yoga, the gym, the gratitude, whatever. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me try and practice this stuff, even though I feel like shit in it. So go on.
No, I was gonna say this was the segment when you were like, how like, because I was talking about how I deal with stress when flipping, like I know where the stress is coming from, but then you were talking about dealing with stress when you even don't even know when it's coming,
bro. Exactly.
Like, you don't know the cause from it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Go on.
And the reason it baffled me is because I'm very onto myself. Like I study myself a lot, so I know, like I relatively have a good idea of when I'm feeling stressed and maybe the root as to why in it. That's what all this kind of self-development shit is for. So when I was like, I can't think of a reason, I was just baffled, innit? So Tuesday goes by, I'm still feeling the same in it, but I was still trying to practice gratitude. Like, yeah, at least it could be worse, it could be this, whatever. I was like, hopefully tomorrow it's a better day. Tomorrow is a marginally better day, like marginally, but still quite low.
This is Tuesday now.
No, this is Wednesday now.
Oh, go.
So things are quite, like, still marginally low. Wednesday I don't meditate. Like Wednesday I just can't be bothered to do anything. My work, I'm not focused, whatever. So finally Thursday comes along and like I meditate again, do yoga. Then I wasn't bothered to go gym. Also, by Thursday I hadn't done any sort of exercise since Sunday, and to me that's a lot. Because like I do it regularly, innit? So then, calm.
Why didn't you? If you don't, why didn't
you? Bro, the mood. I could not, like. It's like I lost pleasure in everything. I could not be bothered. It was like depression in a bottle. That's literally how that felt. It was weird. And maybe because I've had bouts of that, I reckon I was like, I felt this before, but why am I feeling it? Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas maybe someone that hadn't been through it, they might get me like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? Type shit. So calm. Thursday, work finishes, innit? Still quite an unfocused day, but I go, no, you know what? I'm forcing myself to go gym. Bro, I felt great after gym. Yeah. Friday, I'm now back. I could feel it. Did yoga and my energies, whatever, are back. So when I clocked what happened, cool. So this is what I said. This is going to link into the next week segment, innit? So the next week segment is on like semen retention, nofap, and celibacy, innit? So I've been doing it for a while, yeah. So then what I found out was going on...
Don't get girls.
Bro.
man saying it like,
no, I'm done for it.
Optional. Like it's optional. Just the niggas just on a drought with things right now, you know, like that.
So then like, I found out...
Agenda.
It was like, I was going for a hard line. So they call these things hard lines. And a lot of people, they document them on like, after around about day 30, day 40. When basically, your brain has got so used to like you having high dopamine levels because you're either fucking or beating your meat like fairly regularly, innit? So when you go a long time without doing it, you have withdrawals. So that feeling that I'd felt was basically withdrawals. Mad, innit? So when I clocked where it was, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's jokes.
How did you come to this conclusion? So like, how did you like get to
that conclusion? Yeah. So at first, I was thinking, okay, calm. I studied my personal life. I was like, well, everything seems calm compared to last week. Nothing's changed. So I don't think anything's arisen in that sense. I don't think it's any unresolved feelings because I'm pretty like quite open. I do this self-reflection shit. So it's not like I have these hidden feelings, harbours. I was like, it don't make sense. So then I thought maybe it's neurochemical. Maybe something I can't control. So that's when I started searching. And I was still doing like semi-research for next week's segment. But just because I find that shit interesting, innit? So then I kept seeing the word hardline, nofap hardline, emotional hardline. And then it's like, you go for a little space. For some man, it lasts 6 months. For some man, that phase I had, apparently for some man, it will last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, 2 months. Do you get what I'm saying? So, bro, I was like, God forbid. No wonder niggas relapse and nut all over their room and that, bro. I would too. The hell? Bro, I felt so low, bro. Like, I felt really, really low. Like, I couldn't bother to do nothing. Like, all my energy, the week before was like, let's say, 11 out of 10. That week was about a 3 out of 10. But anyway, so they say it's because your brain is literally starving for it. Like, you've cut off the pleasure in that.
That brother's starving.
Starving, bro.
Brother's starving.
And then it's like by day 30, 40. I'll go into more detail in next week's segment, innit? Where basically your brain starts to rewire, and then that's why you feel less pleasure because it's rewiring. Luckily, I'm out of that now, but maybe I'm out of that because of the good habits I had. Maybe had I not had those, it would have lasted longer. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, down in the dumps. My part of my wardrobe would have been covered in white cream, bro. But
it's even. I was even gonna say, it's a good thing you weren't even on Twitter today, because God, you would have bashed all over the place.
Wait, was it the Eritrean Independence Day? Bro, nah, I can't lie. I'm glad I wasn't on socials for that, bro. I can't lie, bro.
Happy Independence Day to my all the Eritrean ladies and men.
For real.
My God, yeah, man, it's fine ladies, man, from that country. Hood.
But
God,
yeah,
that was
God.
You know that was there, yeah. You know that was on Independence Days, yeah. I swear, like Nigerian Independence Day, Jamaican Independence Day, Sierra Leone, Ghana. Even you gotta throw in Eritrea into that mix now.
Bro,
them days there,
sweet.
Man, them see that day there, man, them they've got their whiteboards out, they've got their Arsene Wenger jackets, they're just watching from the sideline, and they're setting up their scouting networks. You know what I mean?
Hey, do you know those jokes? You know,
allegedly.
Last Eritrean Independence Day, I was so close to switching my flag from Ethiopian to Eritrean, and just the Yemen there.
You're all the same, innit?
I
know certain man, I won't even be naming names. Certain man will send in a babe to the group chat. They'll be like, oh yeah, see this pre this thing.
Man says certain man. Wait, bro, man says certain man like you want a certain man.
Bro,
like you want active. No, bro, how can you say that?
I plead the fifth.
No, bro, it's the fifth one you sent in today, bro. Niggas on his knees pleading, bro.
This nigga's not even on Twitter. So this is agenda. This guy's not even on Twitter. So this is agenda.
Oh, bro.
But man, them are sending in a babe. She'll have 600 followers. You're thinking, I've got a gem. Under 1k followers. You're thinking, yeah, my scouting networks is great. The scouts are doing their job. You say, let me put that to the watch list. We put that to the transfer targets. Couple hours. Babe has 2k. You're thinking, raw.
What's happening?
Man City, Liverpool, Manchester United, they've all put in bids. You don't have the budget for that, so you just have to back out the deal, fam.
Hey, wait, do you ever, unrelated, innit? Because like, one of my female friends showed me this, innit? Like, a guy must have DM'd her. She didn't. She looked at it and they deleted the message. Wet.
Now, you know that was there. If you DM a baby and she don't reply, you know you just have to hold it, bro. You have to hold it, bro.
And you have to leave the message there, right?
You just have to hold it. You just have to hold it. Some bad double message, but
I can't. That was me back in the day.
Yeah, but you know that was you gotta have pride in yourself. Yeah, you learn, man. Everyone's had them weak times in it, but yeah, man. Happy Independence Day to they're trained, man. Them there, fam.
For real, what's it? But yeah, just go.
We digressed. That was your week. We actually digressed. Can you see what backs and boobs can do to the standard man? Just have you do Mr. Krabs, man.
Bro, I can't lie. So what's it like? That was basically the stress thing, innit? I just found it funny because literally, what are the chances that it came a day after we had done an episode on stress? I just found it quite funny, like quite what's the word? It was like coincidental.
Funnily enough, did you? Because you know how some people are always like, oh, like everyone gives out good advice until they have to like take advice.
Bro, you know what?
So, like, did you actually use your own advice that you gave on the podcast?
So this is the funny thing. I did deep it because
I
was doing yoga on like most of the day. I think there's only one day I didn't do it. I didn't meditate for one day, but for the rest I did. And I was trying to stay as social as I could, even though I didn't want to. So I put myself into a mode where I was like, I understand how I'm feeling now isn't necessarily represent that. So me not wanting to do something doesn't mean I actually don't want to do it. I understand it's my low mood. So I was forcing myself to do stuff that will put me into a higher mood. And lo and behold, by Friday, man was back, charged to the game. I was feeling myself in it. But yeah, other than that, I had my 3-month probation review. Friday,
that one, yeah. You know what's there,
bro. You know, I felt like one
Fado, can we have a quick chat, mate? You know what I mean?
Bro, it's weird.
But they put a meeting in your team's calendar.
That's exactly what he did. Don't kill me. That's exactly what he did.
You're You're thinking about getting a sack.
No, do you know what's funny? Because remember how I said on the last episode, on Monday he had gone, yeah, we want to start gearing you towards asking for less help. So, bro, the 2 tasks I did in the week, I didn't ask for no help, bro. I did that on my ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
But
gonna
then-
say it still.
But then I was thinking like, well, the way he was moving in that cool. Also, remember, because I was in that hard line, I was way more emotionally sensitive. So the stuff that he had said, but I was aware enough to know that I was being emotional, if that makes sense. So when I was stressing, I was like, oh, my day is my job, like this and that. I knew that wasn't real. I knew that was just my current, that little neurochemical dip in it. So Friday comes,
and then that stuff was kind of added to the situation.
yeah. But then more time, it's like, bro, there could have been nothing going on, but in that neurochemical state, I would have bugged out anyway. I would have been anxious anyway. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway.
It's like wrong timing. Literally, it was just wrong
Yeah,
timing.
yeah. But then, like literally that. So then, have the meeting on Friday, yeah, and bro, everything's blessed. He was like, yeah, everything's blessed, everything's cool, doing well, this and that. I was like, calm. And then I think I'm trying to think if I did anything else. Saturday gym again. By Saturday I was calm, bro. Like Friday, Saturday, my energy was back up. So for real,
Sure. Nah, bro. Saturday, Sunday, you were.
what's it? The Chelsea game, but we still got Champions League, so I don't mind.
Hey, this guy, I was ringing this guy's phone, yeah. Do you know what the mad thing is? Every time I was ringing Fado, yeah, it was saying user busy. So that meant that someone else was ringing this guy to get onto him.
They're fucking moist, bro. All of you lot were wet. Actually, bare wet. I was stressed. I was actually bare shit we weren't going to get Champions League football. Because, bro, have you ever seen that happen where it's like, for third and fourth and fifth, just keep changing in a matter of 90 minutes, bro. I was bugging.
Yeah, nah, it was hard. I had that 3 games up,
bro. I can't lie. I didn't like the feeling. But yeah, I think then obviously did the research that the Israel and Palestine thing that I'll go on to do later. So stay tuned in it, and then later on I'll give a rundown on. Yeah. But other than that, oh yeah, and I booked intensive driving lessons. Finally.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
So T's actually been on, like he's been like every so often he'll be proactive, like yo.
I've been getting onto you. About it because like actually you and one of my other friends, because you know how people are always like like they want to do something, yeah,
but they just hold off.
Yeah, but or like they just like stuff like life's just getting away. Sometimes like as a friend, you just need to give them that little, hey bro, pan up, like do this, bro. What the fuck? Do you get what I mean? Like it's not laziness, just that.
I can't lie. To be fair, I think you messaged me, and I think within a day I'd booked it, so it was fair. It worked, didn't it?
You're pretty proactive. I can't lie.
So I was like, bro, this nigga say now, push me again, nigga. Watch, bro. I slapped my credit card. I was like, bro, I got my debit card. I was like, take my money.
Do you know what the thing is? It was basically me saying indirectly, "What, you too broke to book it?" Yeah. What you do, bro? You got peace like that? I thought you were tech.
Bro. I stared at my overdraft and I said, nah, he's testing my fucking manners. I was like, let me finance these intensive lessons.
Like niggas are too fragile, man.
So then,
it
was for real. It was a close one, yeah. What's it? So it's the Saturday after the game, yeah, and I was just like going through different ones, and I found one, and like the price was a bump in it. It was 1.8k, but I was like,
oh damn,
yeah.
How many hours?
It was like 35. So then, yeah, I know, and I was close. I was close to getting it, but then I thought something in me said, "Whoa, bro." You know, it was that manhood. It was like, yeah, book it now. But I was like, yo, what's up, bro? Relax. Let's check some reviews in it, bro.
It was like the angel and the devil, like on your shoulders.
Yeah, bro.
One was toxic masculinity, and one was like the what was that book again?
What?
The Way of a Better Man.
Oh, The Way of the Superior Man.
Yeah. One shoulder, The Way of the Superior Man. One man is Kevin Samuels. One say, do it, Nicky.
Hey,
superior.
So what's it? Yeah, so then I must have been like close to buying it. Remember, I said there's 1.8k in it. So I go, you know what? Let me check some reviews first. Like, let me relax. So I go and check it, bro. I didn't see a single review over 1 star. And every man's going, bro, it's a scheme. They just take your money and they don't refund it. I was like, oh my God.
Swear.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should say the name in it. Or maybe
let me just give them bad press.
Yeah, word. Let me just like warn other because even someone today asked me like where I booked my one for a minute. So 1 sec. So they're called. Yeah, so these ones were called National Intensive, innit? And if you go check their reviews, bear them just like really bad reviews talking about them like taking money and that. So then I found another one that is it. What's that thing? Is it Trust Pilot or something? There's like a
that's something that gives that you can put reviews on.
Yeah. So they had like a 5-star one in it. So I must have put their one, and it was way cheaper. It was like 35 hours was, bro. Cap 30 hours with the other man was 1.8k. 35 hours with these man was like one bag. Which I was like, fair enough. Yeah. So then I slapped down the deposit. Then booked my theory test already for the 27th of July. Done. So now I'm gonna practice that, and then when that gets passed, I can start the intensive week. Week or two. Then book a. Well, then I'm gonna be on the road in about 2 months. So, bro, any beanies, that's been listening to the podcast, man, come pick you up. Be like, yo, come to the live session. Come to the live.
Energies live, oh. Get them energies and vibrations live, oh. Something vibrating in your mouth.
Bro, let's be real, yeah. Let's be real, bro. I'm working from home. The car's not a necessity, man. It's not a necessity. I want to drive around. Bro, I just want to be a deviant on 4 wheels, man. Let me read.
I said, let me pick up some babes.
24 going on 18. Let's go, man. I'm going to do bare wheelies in the Asda car park. I missed out on all of these things, man.
Do you know what? Once you actually once you pass your test, God willing and everything, yeah, and like you do your course, yeah, because I did the thing as well. I did the intensive thing as well. So I reckon maybe like the one episode could be just like talking about that.
Yeah.
Just talking about driving lessons and shit like that.
Bro, I can't wait. I actually can't wait. And then I can't wait. And then I think Sunday was pretty chill day. Went gym. That was calm. And that was it really. That was really my week. I can't really think of anything. Oh yeah. Last week when I told that story about, she messaged me, the story about my friend that went to Ghana, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, bare things wrong in it. I was bugging. She didn't go in the year of return. She went in December. So I don't know when.
Yeah. That's when most people go Ghana and them places there, so.
No, but year of return was 2018. She went in December.
Oh, okay. As in December 2020?
The one that just passed.
Oh, okay.
From like, I think she was there from like November or something, and then also apparently
she went to December 2020. How she patterned that? Because of COVID and that.
I think. God, have I forgotten it? You know what's peak? I was sitting down with her for dinner for 3 hours. So what story was I listening to? I was getting bare stuff wrong.
This guy's not attentive at all. It's all facade. It's all facade, man. Let's see through it, ladies, man.
And I pronounce I'm about to say it wrong again. The capital of Ghana, we said it wrong.
Accra.
So you knew how to say it.
I can't lie. I just said it with a bit of a like.
Wait, let me get the actual pronunciation. Okay, here we go. There's a video.
Yeah, but you're getting that from like Google Translate or something, innit?
Accra or Accra.
Accra, that's the one.
Accra, yeah, Accra.
So my friend last week actually went to Accra.
brother just said, "Ooh, like Black Panther." You're actually racist, fam. And if he saw the visual, oh god, man, this guy would have been bagged to rights, fam.
But yeah, no, that's where she went in it. She wants to clear that out. But yeah, T, how was your week?
My week was pretty standard, to be fair. Like just Monday to Friday was just working week. Like it was just a working week, innit? I'm still like working from home, innit? Like people are actually starting to go in.
I'll say swear.
Yeah, people are actually starting to go in, like, but like what the company I work for, they're doing like, I think they're doing like 40%.
There's flexi weeks or something like. There's flexi weeks.
Something like that. But what they're doing is like they have capacity for like 40% of like the workforce in the office. So if you want to go in, you can basically book in, and it's optional. So you book in days that you want to go in for, but they can only hold 40% of the workforce right now.
So potentially you can just never go in if you want.
Yeah, right now. And I think as like stuff eases, they're increasing the capacity. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, so like I was working from home for the whole week, so that was just bare blessed. And because obviously I didn't go gym like last week because of my COVID vaccine and that. But my arm's still calm, my arm's still here, as you can see. I'm waving it around for the people that want Spotify and Apple and YouTube. Oh shit! Oh, fuck.
You're an idiot. I don't know how you hurt himself. You're an idiot. How did you? Bro, what?
I was waving it around too aggressively to show off that my arm's still here. I smashed it on my headphones, fam. And you know it's them chunky gamer headphones, fam. So I fucked my arm. Anyway, we move. But yeah, that was calm. Saturday, I was just chilling, to be fair, and then I went out to eat with my sister and her boyfriend. That was calm. Went to one like Indian place.
Who who paid the thing? Just out of interest, I'm curious. Like, it's you three went.
Yeah.
Who settled the bill?
Oh, my man paid. Yeah.
Wait. You made your thing too, yeah? Your thing too, yeah?
You know what's there?
No, you better, boy.
No. You know what's there? You gotta play chess and them things there.
Bro, that's
obviously.
That's your dad, just saying that.
Oh, hey, bake off, bro.
He's
I'm
Sunday.
your dad, you pussy. Nah. Do you know what it was? So I went, because it was Indian, innit? So obviously, when you have Indian, that thing runs through you, innit? Like me, can't lie, I don't have qualms with shitting in a public toilet. Like man's mastered that art, innit?
Bro, we say master that art, it just means we're dirty. Like, bro, there's no art to master.
No. You can't do like public ones, like you know public ones, like, you know the ones there, yeah, where it's like it's a park, yeah, and they have them like domes that you can walk into. I can't do that because niggas are like, niggas are just doing free fall with their penis. You get me?
If it's like a Nando's, it's calm.
Yeah, like in like a restaurant or something, that's calm, because some people have some etiquette there. Them ways there, innit? So obviously I've gone toilet, and because obviously the Indian was running through me, innit? So I've come back, and
and that's when he did the outfitting and paid for your little bitch out.
But obviously I was like, bro, like we'll split, like that's calm, innit? Because
he said, no, get in the car. And he slapped your on the way.
Broski would put his hand on my lap, fam. Nah, but you know there was there where it's like, he was like, oh. I was like, bro, like, it's calm, like, bro, I feel no way, like, bro, it's calm. But then obviously I asked him once, innit, he was like, nah, bro, it's calm. Then I asked him again, I was like, bro, like, it's calm. But then I didn't want to make it a thing, innit, and at the same time, you need to remember, obviously my sister's there, innit, man dynamics, I need to let him do the alpha thing, look like, yeah, like, I'm providing for
if that's the beta talk,
I
don't get you. If that's the beta talk you want to tell yourself, just do that, innit? That's cool.
Oh, shut up, bro. See, that's
joking. I get you.
You need to finish the way of a superior man. Nigga got halfway and said he mastered the whole thing. Like, get out of here.
I actually do get you. He's older, innit? And he's literally with your sister, innit? So it makes sense.
Do you get what I mean? So I was like, yeah, man needs to do his thing, innit? So I was like, nah, I rate it. So then I had that. That was nice. Nice food.
What'd you get?
Then, bro, oh my days, that's even a story in itself, fam. So obviously, man don't really know. Man's not cultured with Asian food. You get what I mean? Like why would that be? You get, like, you know the ones there, like you know certain things like vindaloo, tikka masala,
and like biryani and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Brother's even saying, "Oh, I'll bring something like, it says starters. I'm gonna bring, what's that thing? It's like bread that you
panani.
can crack."
I said panani. No, you mean naan bread. You mean naan bread.
Yeah, well, that's what you're on. That's what you're on. Eating that. You can't say no more.
Wait, do you mean?
I digress.
Do you mean? Is it naan bread?
Nah, bro. You made your bed lying. What's that thing? It's like crackers. Poppadoms.
Oh, poppadoms. Yeah.
I think, you know what? Let me Google.
No,
it's inside now. I look embarrassing.
That's the thing. Poppadoms. The ones you crack.
It's poppadom.
Yeah,
it's poppadom. Man was like, yeah, should I bring poppadoms to the table?
Have you never had them?
Nah, do you know what it was? I knew what it was,
but you
never.
Didn't
know that's the name for it. So I was just like, yeah, bring that. I was like, yeah, bring that. Man brought that. I was like, oh, so that's what it's called. But you know there was there. Man trying to look like man's coach. And I was like, oh yeah, man's like poppadoms. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I ordered. So obviously I don't know the different curries in that, innit? So you know the ones there where if you don't know like what you want to order, you're just like to boss man. Like what do you recommend?
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, so like how like hot do you want it? Like, do you want it very hot, like normal, like mild, like savoury? And I was thinking, bro, I'm not trying to shit when I get home tonight, innit? So I was like, let me just take it easy, innit? Let me just have a little mild thing. And then I was assuming, like, you know when they say mild, but because it's like an Indian place,
it might be a bit spicy.
Mild is hot, but hot is very hot. And then very hot is like fuck off hot. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So obviously I had that in the back of my head, so I was like, yeah, mild. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, but like, what sort of like meat do you want? I was like, I'm in the mood for a lamb. So man ordered me this one thing, bro. Bro, he came to the table, bro. It looked like kids' vomit, fam. I didn't want to be rude. It looked
man's like, don't be rude. It looks like a kid's
man's not trying to be rude to like people's food, but bro, it looked like it came down and I was like, nah.
Wait, how did the waiter look? Did he look a bit ill when he gave it to you? Was he holding stuff? What do you mean it looked like vomit?
Bro, it looked like a vomit, bro. I'm not even trying to be rude, but he didn't look nice.
wanna
He
see
didn't
it.
look nice at all, fam. He didn't look nice at all. He didn't look nice at all.
So did you have it? Did you send it back? Or did you...
But I was like me, yeah, see, yeah, I worked in them sort of jobs here where, you know, like, even like working in Sainsbury's, working in hospitality, you know, you got them picky people that are like, oh, this is disgusting, I don't want it, like, send it back. I don't want to be that guy, innit?
Bro, but I think it's okay if it looks like visible sick. But bro, if someone brings me a plate of shit,
I should have taken a
Bro, if someone brings me a plate
picture,
of,
fam.
if someone brings me a plate of shit, I'm not gonna be like, thanks, mate. Thanks.
Oh, this looks delicious.
Thank you.
Obviously.
So you start eating it. You start eating it.
So obviously, my sister's looked at it as well. She's like, she's obviously just like, oh, don't feel as if you have to eat it. But I'm like, nah, I don't.
Bro, did it look
rude,
that
innit?
bad?
Bro, do you know it was like, now do you know it was because
Where was the rest
they
of
got
it?
like,
Was it in like a
But
back alley?
no, but obviously, but there was there, yeah, where flipping like obviously my sister and boyfriend, they ordered just like the safe bets, like everyone knew like the tikka masala them things there, you know them ones there. But I'm saying, alright, cool, let me venture out a bit, let me ask for my man's recommendation because we'll know what I want. So see, he's giving me this recommendation. He's probably giving me something that's hella niche, innit? That it's not really mainstream, innit? So it's a thing where it can bang or like it can be dead. Where's this guy, fam?
Hey bro, I got the battery thing. Oh my god.
Oh, you know, I was even looking at mine. Mine's on like 25. I was thinking, but I've got my charger with me, so it's blessed. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, okay, we made it. Go on.
And you don't think, you know that waiters, yeah, like, he was actually a good waiter. I can't lie, like he was actually a very good waiter. Like he was very good at his job. Like he was just like busting banter, you know, them jokes there. And
Yeah.
So he was like, brother, like don't worry, I get you good. He was like, I get you good curry. Like he was like, yeah. He was like, don't worry, I got you. And it's like,
Wait, he just switched up from the accent to I got you. No wonder the food was dodgy.
Man don't know what I'm trying to say though. Anyway, we move on. So he's like, we built the rapport. He's like, we're cracking bats. He's making us laugh. Like he's laughing. So I'm thinking, yeah, like man knows what he's talking about. He just brought me this thing, and I'm thinking, allow it. So obviously, I'm like, let me not be rude with the thing. I've tried one like spoonful, and the thing is, it didn't even taste bad. Yeah, it weren't bad because I'm a very like, I'm a sort of eater. Yeah, I can eat anything in it. Pause.
No,
I can eat anything in it.
A good one, because I had a joke ready. I got to push the madness agenda.
Yeah, I can eat anything. Pause. But it's one of them ones where like I'm not a fussy eater in it, but it was them ones I ate it and like, you know those where you like you gulp something down here and then when it reaches your belly, it just don't feel right.
Bro, that's because it's been digested for the second time.
You're taking a piss.
Bro,
You're taking a piss.
So you started eating it though.
So obviously I've taken like 2 spoonfuls in it because I don't want to put it on my plate yet because that means it's entering my rice and shit. Yeah. So I've taken like 2 spoonfuls and you know the ones where your face is just like
you're not feeling it.
Like, My sister's like, bro, like she was like, don't force it, bro, because you're the one that's gonna be suffering like at 2-3 a.m. Like no one's gonna be with you. Like, I'm not gonna help you when you're not feeling well in the evening. So I was like, cool, send them on. So see, I've come to my man. I was like, bro, like thank you for the meal, thank you for the hospitality, but I'm just like I just like, is there any way like I can just like change this in it?
And then he said,
so he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I was like please don't take any offense. It's really nice for us to say. I tried doing it like bare respectfully because that's one thing I hate. You know them dickheads. I'm like, oh, the taste away.
Back, yeah.
I hate them, man. I hate them. So I was just like, bro, like this really ain't for me, innit? So he was like, you know what? He was like take it home and like just order something else, innit? So I took that home and then I just did like a safe bet. I was like, listen, just give me something. Nah, actually, my sister just ordered something for me.
Wait, so did you have to pay for both then?
Yeah.
Alright. I said the real alpha, his wallet.
Oh, shut up!
Man said, not only did you not pay for yourself, you ordered 2. That's mad. Bro, that's mad. Hey,
I actually felt like a dickhead. I actually felt bad, man. I won't even lie. I felt bad, man.
You know, to your sister, she's thinking, yeah, my man takes care of the situation. Yeah,
He's a provider. Look at me. But anyway, yeah. So
did you even eat it when you were at home after? Or did you just throw it away?
nah. Jokes thing is, I span it. I see. This why you got to think on your feet in life, man. Came home, was like, I was like, oh mom, look what we brought home for you.
Did she like it?
I was like,
or no?
Yeah, she liked it. She was like, yeah, it was really nice. So maybe it was just a personal preference thing, innit?
Do you think it was the vision of it, like because as soon as you thought it looked like sick.
Because bro, it actually looked like sick. Like it looked like something that I've thrown up in Drapers, bro. Do you get what I mean? Drapers was our student union club, innit?
Do you think you can remember the name of it? Because I really want to see this.
I can't remember. I actually can't remember, bro.
No, because I'm so curious to see that. That's mad. Like, because obviously as a chef or whatever, you would think that one part of the meal is the taste, and then another part is how presentable it looks alive.
But do you know what I think it was? I think maybe because I've had sick that looks like that, so my brain wired
maybe
back to that moment. Do you get what I mean? But then someone else wouldn't have thought that. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, like it tasted like coconut-ish, but then I wanted spice, you get what I mean? But obviously I thought mild was going to be hot in it, but it actually was mild, like proper mild, didn't it? Anyway, moving on. That was calm. Saturday was calm. And then Sunday, obviously I shat quite a bit like in the morning, and just because like Indian food and that, innit? So then I shat quite a bit and just like... So I thought I heard someone coming up into my room.
Bro, it was the owner of the restaurant.
It was the mortgage payer. We're gonna get into that later. Actually, it was the mortgage payer. But anyway, yeah. So obviously, I was, bro. You know the ones when you just wake up like Sunday morning and you're just feeling a bit tired. You know, that ones I wanted to go gym and I was doing legs in gym, innit? So you know the ones even when like you're doing legs. I don't know for you, innit? But when I'm doing legs, I'm going into gym and I'm doing legs like. Already in my head, I'm just thinking it's just going to be a long session. Like, this is just going to be long, like, allow it. But anyway, you got to get them quads in it. But, so, I was like, bro, I'm bare tired. Like, how am I going to combat this, innit? So, obviously, I'm walking into gym. And then, you know how some gyms have, like, vending machines? Like, at the entrance, innit? So, obviously, I'm looking at the vending machine. I'm thinking, bro, like, let me just buy a Monster. Let me buy a Luxie. Let me buy something. I saw pre-workout. I've never tried pre-workout before, because I watched one documentary about like just like, you know how athletes take that, it's just caffeine, it just fucks up your heart and shit. But I was like, you know what, desperate times call for desperate measures. I was like, I'm fuck off tired, I don't want to be in the gym, I haven't had breakfast, it's like midday, so I shouldn't be even lunching. I was just bare tired. I was like, bro, let me try this pre-workout thing. Boy, it was like £2. It was like, oh, take it like 30 minutes before your exercise. So obviously, I've had that, took a shot. Obviously, like, I'm stretching, warming up. And then there was a click. I don't know if it was placebo, yeah. But bro, there was just...
You was wired.
Bro, I was just like... Like Super Saiyan shit, bro.
I should have paid for that bill yesterday.
You don't spit nearly came out my mouth. I had to scoop that shit up.
Do you have much caffeine in general?
Nah, not really. I don't drink hot drinks.
So that was gonna fucking slam you.
So obviously I've taken that in, and then obviously I've got my gym playlist on, and that gym playlist is just pure like.
It's Bear Morrison and Bear what?
Just Morrison, Grease, Tiny Boost,
Scarred for life, Street Dreams, come on.
Real nigga shit, Snap Capone.
Oh my god. Someone in that gym was getting end. Oh man.
And there was, bro, you know there was, and there was the way my gym is, yeah, like the way you squat, you have like a mirror like opposite you, so you're looking at yourself while you're squatting in it, and I'm just pulling off the most gruesome, gritty, face. I was just like, I was like, fuck it. Put on another plate. I can wreck this, bro. Bro, there was just something that overtook me, bro. I was just like, bro, I was just feeling it. Then was like, you looking at yourself in the mirror, you just, yeah. Bro, it's just like, bro, just a good sesh, bro. Proper good, did it? Oh, caveman. You know that was there, yeah?
I hear you there.
Bro, I was even ashamed of myself. I was even walking around like, you know them man there that think they have equity in gym. You know them man there.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
You know the man there, yeah, that. You know the man there, they wait in gym and they come, bro, they'll just be chilling and talking to everyone at the gym.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just walking around with a swag up. I'm niggas just saying, how many sets you got left? Nah, I just started, G.
trying to be as big of an inconvenience as possible.
You know what was there? Oh, how many sets you got, bro? Nah, I just started, G. So that means that, you know when people say that, that's basically them saying, like, bro, I've got a few.
Like, move.
And don't even ask about jumping in.
For real. Move on, you little peasant. Move away.
Yeah, but bro, yeah, it was actually a very good session, didn't it? But I was thinking, bro, should I carry on taking this shit? But then I was like, nah.
Don't.
I don't want to get dependent on that shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, because then, bro, the more you do it, the less effect it'll have.
Yeah.
Especially with someone that don't have caffeine like that.
Yeah. So I was thinking I might just save it for days like that when I'm just bare tired and it's just like a high volume day, like heavy day. But then, nigga, I'll just be saying that, oh yeah, I feel tired today. But maybe
you could, because you said leg day is like your least motivated day, innit?
Yeah.
Maybe you could do it on your leg days.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. But I was thinking taking that shit once a week, man. I don't want to get into the habit of that.
True.
That's how drug addicts start.
Says the person that was both of us were comfortably just yamming Dixies once a week. That food was
poison. But that's different, man. Come on,
man. Hey, bro, now seeing with the documentaries, bro, that food was poison.
Bro, you know they could do so many research papers on like chicken shops and pigeon and shit. Bro, if they brought out a panorama documentary saying that like Dixie's chickens, favorite chickens, Tennessee chickens, it was pigeon, I would not stop eating Dixie's chicken. I would not stop.
You're moving like you've made a profound statement. It just means the bar for you and the food you would eat is bare low.
Because it tastes good, bro. And I feel good.
Wait, so are you one of them? Are you one of them guys that you see when Tesco had that scandal, the horse meat thing? Yeah, would you have cared?
I didn't care.
Say now, let's move on.
My mum cared, but
bro,
obviously my mum was making the food, so I have to abide by them rules. But I didn't care.
This is the kind of mentality that's gonna have you having bare problems at 40 and 50, and you wonder why you have gout in both knees, bro.
You know what? You'll just have no cartilage in your knees, and you're wondering why. You're wondering why all the cartilage is lock off. You know them old guys there that they can't even play on AstroTurf.
But they can't do nothing. And then they're like, I wonder what's wrong. And then they guzzle gallons of milk and they eat bare red meat. Like, bro, what's
that? What's that? A burger? Rustler burgers.
Oh, bro, I can't like that. That was like, nah. Like looking back on it, you don't think when you're in the moment how poor quality that food is.
I never actually had them. That was banned in my house. I can't lie. That was banned in my house.
Whoever banned that, TT, smart move. I can't lie, bro. There was a period back in the day, back in my chub days, yeah. You see that photo I said in the GC?
Yeah, you looking at me chunks. You looking chunks and not chunks. You're sort of chunks, bro. More than that, bro. You looking like chunks in 015.
What's magic? Obviously, he's exaggerating, but I was chubby. Like, and back then, a perfect Friday night was a massive bag of Maltesers, a massive drink of 7-Up, some favourite chicken wings, and then 3 microwave Rustler burgers. That was a Friday night, and then a sesh on Xbox.
Living the dream, but Loki, you know, them ages there, that was actually the dream, fam.
It was the dream.
Maybe we were just nerds them times, but that was actually the dream.
Do you know what? And we were at an age where, like, if I was to eat that now, I'd look horrible. But like, it's what's it? Metabolism, innit, back then. So obviously a lot better. Hear that. Wait, so what else happened in your week? What was that?
That was mainly it. I'll be real with you, bro.
So you know what
that was actually it. Like, during the week, it was pretty standard. Yeah, go
on. I just feel like I feel uneducated. I feel like I don't know about the world affairs. Who do I go to? Where can I go?
Say no more with our newest segment on the gender of the facts, live with T.
Hey, bust that. You're gonna.
So obviously, yeah. So obviously, now I'll give a backstory to it. So obviously, we had that little summary at the beginning. When we were talking about the summary of like Palestine and Israel and the things that are going on there. So like one or two people were like, oh, like it was like a nice little summary in it, or just like current affairs in it. So we thought, why don't we kind of keep it like a running theme that we kind of just have like current affairs. Like some weeks it may be news, and some weeks it may literally just be like general gossip that we've seen on just like street blogs, or like I'm just bait or something like that. Do you get what I mean? Like I don't have to be serious every week. Do you get what I mean? So we just thought that, well, I don't like seeing as Fano has his Young Sage segment. It's only right that my man has my own thing that I can champion and own in it.
Come on.
So obviously, large up favor, he was actually the person that gave me this idea. So and Fano actually as well. So shout out to you, man. Credit where credit's due. So yes. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live with T. We're going to go through a couple of topics. But before we go into those topics... Welcome. You're live with T. It's the news on the agenda of a fact. We tried harmonizing.
Hey, no.
Brother, I was off key, fam. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, one segment that we wanted to run through was like Princess Diana was in the news again, innit? And I feel as if like a lot of like does your mum love Princess Diana?
Loves her.
Yeah.
Love her.
I feel like a lot of like mums, they love Princess Diana. Like she was kind of like actually I don't want to speak on all mums, but I know like a lot of like African and
a lot of them,
they like love of Princess Diana because she was like kind of like
she was their queen
for the royal family. Yeah, it was like their queen, innit? So she was in the news, innit? And obviously when she was in the news, my mom was like, Princess Diana, she's in the news, oh my god, like queen. I was thinking like loudest, innit? Like bro, like see me in my house, yeah. My mum's watched all of them Princess Diana documentaries, innit?
Nah, same.
And obviously through my mum watching them, I've watched them, innit? Like even when that Meghan interview came out, like me and my mum, we actually watched one on Netflix, which is actually pretty good. It's called The Story of Diana. It goes through everything from like beginning to end, innit? It's actually brazy, bro. Like the similarities between Princess Diana and like Meghan. Do you get what I mean?
And the way they've been treated and shit.
Yeah, and the way they've been treated and bro, just everything. It's literally like
I'll say swear.
Parallel. It's literally parallel, bro. Like if you were to change like Diana's name for Meghan, like the story would make sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If it was a documentary, yeah. But yeah, she was in the news. She was in the news, and basically why she was in the news was I don't know if you know, but basically Princess Diana, like after she divorced with Prince Charles, she had like an interview with BBC Panorama, innit? And that was kind of like similar to Meghan's interview with Oprah Winfrey, and that was when like she basically told all the beans on like the royal family, the firm, like as they like to call like the firm, the establishment, like how Prince Charles was having an affair with Camilla, and how bro, man's even talking like
she said this all on the interview.
Yeah, she said this all. She said this all in the interview. This is with BBC, bro. This is a big interview, isn't it? And she talks about the affair that she had as well during the during like their marriage as well. Like she goes into it like proper. Right. You can find it online somewhere in it. Maybe I'll drop a link in the description or something. So obviously she like basically spills the beans, kind of like how Meghan and Harry spilled the beans with Oprah, in it. And basically this interview kind of happened after flipping Charles and her had their divorce. And it was kind of like, it was a thing where after she had her divorce, she kind of like took like a backstage from like the limelight just to have like a private life, because she was being hounded by the press, same way Meghan was, in it. So then but then obviously I think Charles brought, if I remember correctly, I think my mum told me this, like Charles brought out a documentary trying to like paint him in a good light after yeah, after kind of trying to paint Charles in a good light after they had their divorce, to show him as like a loving father, everything, and trying to show that he was like the good guy in the relationship. Then like I think Diana was just like, bro, like she needs to kind of do her thing. Do you get what I mean? So then obviously she had an interview with the BBC, like without like consulting like the royal family, and then she had an interview with one guy called, what's his name, Martin Bashir, innit?
Okay.
So how she got this interview, yeah, was basically Diana was already paranoid about just like the press, the royal family, the firm, the establishment in general, innit? So this guy called Martin Bashir, yeah, he basically got contact through Diana's brother, and he basically showed Diana's brother bank statements that had supposedly came from the royal family, that were paid towards like news agents, like news journalists, that are basically paying them to kind of spy on Diana and like stalk her and stuff like that. So obviously they know that Diana's like kind of
Paranoid.
fucking like paranoid. So he's like using that bank statement to be like, bro, like this is true, like you have a reason to be paranoid. Do you get what I mean? So she's thinking, fuck, like these men are stalking me, like let me say my piece to kind of get shit out just in case whatever happens, innit? So obviously she's had this interview where she spilled all the beans with like the divorce, their affairs, how like Charles was cheating, how she was having an affair, how everything. She spilled the beans, and that was kind of like the moment when the Queen was like, all right, cool, like you and Charles need to have this divorce now. Because at first I think they separated, but they didn't get divorced, in it, because of like Church of England, all that political stuff, innit? But then obviously after that interview, that was when like the royal family and the firm were like, bro, like nah, you need to get this divorce now. Like she's bad food. She's rotten eggs, in it. So obviously after that interview, everything went brazy. But obviously there was kind of like an internal investigation into the BBC saying that, bro, like how did like there was like rumors saying that the way BBC kind of like got this interview was like very unethical, innit? But obviously I think BBC had like an investigation, and like it just got brushed over and said like there was no malpractice.
Wait, is this
And
back
then
then?
I think this was back then, like after
Okay,
the interview.
okay,
The interview was in 19, I want to say it was a couple years before she died, so I want to say around 1995, 1994, innit?
Okay.
So then obviously I think like new evidence came to light, like a journalist like got in touch with her brother again, and he was like, oh bro, like, so basically he basically said that that this Martin Bashir guy, who actually still works at the BBC right now, he basically paid like an intern or someone to falsify and forge BBC statements to make it look like the royal family were paying off journalists to spy and like stalk her, when that actually wasn't the case. So they basically kind of like, so the BBC basically created like false bank statements that looked like the royal family were paying people to spy on Diana, which obviously fed into the preconception that she had on the royal family, that they were spying on her. So obviously now she's thinking, alright, cool, now this is true, even though it's not, let me like spill the beans. So obviously they've now got the interview that they wanted, and this interview was like groundbreaking. Do you get what I mean? So obviously this has only come to light, like this came to light like this week, innit?
Well, so
the bank statements were forged.
So if I understood it correctly, this Bashir done forged these statements to then get the interview with Diana.
Yeah.
Rah, that's foul
And
play.
then people are saying that like people are saying that even though she, like, I think she even said it on like Live that she doesn't regret doing the interview.
But she might not be dead though if had that interview.
Exactly.
Nah, bro, why is she still working there?
Do you get what I mean?
Horrible.
Do you get what I
that's
mean?
horrible.
Yeah. It's not the fact that she doesn't regret it, but it's like potentially if that interview didn't happen, she might still be alive today. Do you get what I mean?
That's mad.
And then even the way she died, bro, it was like allegedly, before I get emmed off.
She went through
But
a tunnel or
was
something,
like,
innit?
yeah, it was in that tunnel, and apparently like paparazzi, I think it was in France, paparazzi, like a motorbike, like skirted in front of the car that she was in with her, like, I think she was with an Indian guy, I think, that skirted in front of the car, and obviously they've tried to evade the paparazzi car, that's the motorbike that's skirted in front of them, and now because they've tried to skirt away from the motorbike, the car's flipped. Do you get what I mean? So obviously the paparazzi in that's kind of like killed off her wife, killed off Diana in it. So it's kind of a thing. If that interview never happened, she may still be alive today. And then like Prince William came out with a statement saying that like it's the fear and paranoia and everything that the BBC like exploited to kind of get this interview, which kind of strained like the relationship between my mum and my dad and what ultimately killed her. And I was just thinking like, bro, this is so rich coming from you, yeah, because like you're literally saying all of these things. One, like the paparazzi didn't kill your parents' relationship. The nigga was cheating.
You cheated with that. You know what I don't get, yeah? You know what I don't get? Not to be deep or superficial, yeah, but bro, Camilla's dead food. Diana was lame. I can't. Bro, I can't lie. Diana was lame.
I know to talk ill on the dead, but yeah.
Bro, Diana was lame, bro. Oh my. But bro, even
Camilla was crusty, fam.
Even her vibe just seemed cool. Like she seemed like that type. She's like she wanted to go around the world and help people. Whereas Camilla just seemed like one.
Bombs in that.
Yeah. No, anyway, go on.
Yeah, but yeah, I just found it rich that like you're saying all of these things like the fear, the paranoia, like the depression that she was going through was all caused by like this interview and stuff. But then I was just thinking like, bro, like. This is the exact same things that like your sister-in-law was saying, but you just like fed her to the dragon. You fed her to like the paparazzi, and you did. It's like literally how man says, oh, like history's repeating itself. It literally is, but like they're not changing their ways. Like, it's kind of deep in it. Like kind of made me just feel just like, bro, like you're saying all these things, but like, at the end of the day, like words mean nothing. Like
I rate Harry though. Like the way he's new to that, can't lie. That's mad for him to go onto this. Like out on a limb to basically be ostracized by his own family and basically the English people, because now I think he's left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, isn't it?
100.
But no, I rate that still. Man's
question though.
Protecting his
question though. You know how some people like this? Just me playing devil's advocate in it. You know how some people are like, Harry bangs on about Harry and Meghan bang on how they want to have a private life, like they want to like not be within the paparazzi. But man's doing interviews with Oprah. I think he did another one like last week, innit? When he was like talking about his brother and like, his dad and the royal family again. So I was thinking, yeah, this is just me playing devil's advocate in it, because I didn't think the way that these people are saying, but they're saying like, oh, man says he wants a private life, but he's talking bare.
Bro, I swear
he's talking bare to Oprah and that. So
I swear he got cut off in it. So bro, he needs bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like he needs bread, innit? Like
he needs bread.
Like on one part, I think people would be like, yeah, he does want a private life, but if his private life is consistently being disrupted by the powers that be, then he should be able to come out and speak on it without niggas going, but if we wanted a private life, like what? So bro, so it's like if I go, I want a private life, but then niggas are consistently racially abusing me where I work, and then I come out and be like, yo, that's wrong. People can't go, wait, I thought he was a private person. Why are you putting your shit in the open? Well, nigga, it's foul play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And you'll find most men that use that argument are probably on the side of the Queen anyway.
Yeah.
So they're biased more time.
It's like you're looking for a reason to not be on his side.
Did you watch the Oprah interview?
Which one? Because the one came out like last week, but the actual, like the one that shook the tables.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I watched that with my mum.
Same. Well, that one was mad. I can't lie. Like
that was crazy.
I remember like, the one line I remember was I still don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Son in the back goes, wait, they're like, how black's the baby gonna come out? And they thought he was gonna come out playing basketball. Like what? What do you think this thing was gonna happen? You just come out with an affinity to listen to N-dubs. Like.
Oh, bro, you know, there's under no circumstance is that question tolerable. Like people saying, oh yeah, it's just a cheeky question. No, there's no excuse, bro. Because the fact that you're asking that means that you're questioning that. The fact that you're questioning that means that there's a doubt in your head. Why is there doubt in your head? Like, why is that a problem? Do you get what I mean? Why is it a problem that the man looks black? Oh, is it so in the family pictures there's a little bit of contrast that you don't like?
But I do feel it's naive of people to assume that a family like that, as sheltered as they've been, is not going to be racist. I can't lie. Especially when
they're not Germans, bro.
Huh?
They're not even English.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't get why man are thinking that they're going to have a soft spot for black people. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're most likely...
Bro, so brazy, bro. So brazy.
Man.
Yeah, but it's just jokes, man. But the thing is, if they span it properly, they could have, Like, they could have used... This is going to sound fucked, yeah? But they could have used Meghan as that, like, token black girl. And they could have got so many people on board with the royal family if they used her as, like, the token black girl. Not saying that that's right,
No, I hear
but they
that,
could have
but
spun
that's
it
true,
to do
that's
that.
true.
They
But
could have
then
spun it to do that.
I guess in a sense that shows how much they must have detested the idea.
Do you get what I mean,
You know what I'm
bro?
saying? Nah. And I can't lie, yeah, bro. Even the way that even the way her dad was moving, bro. What a wet wipe.
Yeah, he's
What
wet,
a-
bro. He looked like he just wanted cash. Like, I don't think he was like a present father. I feel like man just wanted the bag.
But I
Man just
can't
wanted
lie,
the bag.
bro, that makes me sick. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's dirty, bro. Like, he even looks crusty. I know that sounds deep.
No, bro. No, I can't lie.
looks
Like, bro.
crusty, fam.
If you showed me a lineup of men and you said me which one do you think is selling out his daughter, I'm picking him. 10,
You're
10 out of
picking
10
him
times.
back to
Word,
rights, bro.
word.
Back to
And then,
rights.
like, even the way he's on like public news, like, oh, I just wanted to contact me. Like, bro, what the like?
That's manipulation, bro. I can't
Exactly.
lie.
I can't
it's
read.
proper
It
manipulation.
makes me sick.
Proper manipulation. But yeah, just crazy, bro. But
I don't know. I think. Would you ever imagine like?
Mm.
It's kind of a tangent. Let's say you're in a club, yeah. You meet a girl. Things go bless. Things go really well. You lot keep seeing each other. After a few months, you're sweet on her, and then she goes, "Oh, son, I gotta tell you first though." Before
How long have we been? Ah, cool. Go on.
Like it's been like 3 months.
Mm.
Yeah. And you're thinking, yo, there's something different about this girl. Like, I really like her. Like, what the hell?
Mm.
So then she goes, yeah, I got something I have to tell you before we progress any further.
Mm.
I'm actually part of the royal family.
Nah, cut off.
Say so.
Cut off. Not
Say
even thinking
swear.
about it. Cut off. Cut off.
Mm.
Cut off. Cut off.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
before the Meghan thing, yeah, I would be like, yeah, I'm getting the bag. I'm gonna be rich. I'm getting the bag. Like, I'm
You would have used that to go on
pattern
a.
for life.
You would have used that to go on
pattern for
like a Love Island or Big Brother or something, innit?
Nah, bro, you can't use that, bro. Once you're part of that, bro.
No, I'm joking. That's
You're
it.
done,
yeah.
bro. Yeah,
That's
bro.
your part, yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe before the Meghan thing, I would have been like, yeah, 100%. I'm sticking with it. I'll firm it. Like, they can't be that bad.
but now
After
it's
this
not worth
Meghan
it.
thing, nah, there's no amount of money in the world, bro. No amount of money in the world, bro.
Do you know what? I can't.
No
I
amount of money
think
in
I
the
think
world.
it'd be worse if it was a black guy and a royal woman, because the sheer image of a black guy fucking
Of a black,
bro, it will send the man into overload.
I'm telling you, yeah. Let's say if it was me and you, yeah, we have no criminal records in it.
Yeah.
They'll create a false rap sheet. They'll say that we've sold drugs in our life, we've been youth offenders. They'll create one fake rap sheet, yeah, and niggas will believe it because we're black.
They'll be like, "Hey, did you ever listen to their podcast, Agenda on Fascism?"
They'll find something on us, bro. They'll find something on you, bro. They'll find, as a black man, bro, they'll find something on you, man. Or they'll say like your second cousin or third cousin that you didn't even know existed is doing out lifer in world
I
with
can't lie
scraps
though.
or
I
something.
can't lie though. Hello. This
Something
is
like that, bro.
this is just the start though, because, bro, in 60 years, if the royal family hasn't been dissolved, yeah, bro, there's gonna be niggas in that family.
You think
It's
so?
gonna it's gonna happen again, man. Like, bro,
Well, you think there'll be another Harry?
there's gonna be another Harry, and he won't be able to contain this fever. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's, do you know?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like they're so rigid, bro.
I can't lie.
I feel as if you need to remember, yeah, there's a difference between the royal family and the firm. Have you watched The Crown? There's a difference between the royal family and the firm.
Is the crown hard?
The Crown's alright. I've watched like the first 2 seasons, but then I lost a bit of interest in it. I think I was just busy with life and that, so I just fell out of it. But it was like, even me watching the first 2 seasons, like, it's clear that like there's a difference between the actual royal family and like the firm who actually like make the decisions in what goes on with the monarchy. Do you get what I mean? Like, they're 2 different things, and people need to like be able to kind of like separate the 2.
But then
It's the it's the firm that have the power. The royal family don't actually have the power, bro. They're
you
just
say
told
that,
what
but
to
then
do.
they couldn't stop Harry from doing what he's done, innit? They tried to, but they couldn't.
They could have, but the powers didn't let them.
What do
They
you mean?
could have, but they could have, but they didn't.
What do you mean? Like, what could they have done? Emmed him off?
They could. Nah, they could have been.
Hey,
like,
bro, wait. I thought you paused.
Maybe think about it. Maybe think about it.
I thought you paused because you were like trying to say, yeah, exactly. They could. I was like, yo, what?
Nah.
I
I like my life and my job.
No, but it's what I'm saying. Like, to an extent, yeah, I guess they can only control you if you're willing
They
to
could
pay
have
the.
accepted her. They could have just accepted her, bro. Literally, they could have just accepted her.
Because they did say it wasn't really the family that had a problem with her. Really, it was the
It's
minute.
the people. Yeah, that's it. There's a difference
But then,
between the two,
but then, but then the way I see it, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In 50, 60 years, the people making up that firm will be different. They'll be of a different generation. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, some of the people in that firm are probably the same generation as the Queen. So, of course, they're still going to have, like, quite strong...
I hear you, but...
Like, go on.
I hear you, but, like, say, for example, yeah, if you look at it like this, yeah, alright, cool. Like David Cameron, Boris Johnson and them, man, that went to, like, Eton, Harrow Boys, all of that, yeah. It's a boys club, innit? So, it's like, once you enter that boys club, like, you're around people that have them beliefs in it. Now your offspring is gonna go into that same environment with the older people that are gonna push down those same beliefs onto you, bro. So it's a thing where you're gonna just grow up in that environment where those beliefs are prominent. There aren't gonna be no liberal, like, lefty views. Do you get what I mean? It's gonna be very, like,
right wing.
Do you get what I mean? Like, in its way. And if people are just carrying, it's like, bro, it's like culture. If you're around, like, certain part of culture, certain environment, you're a product of your environment, innit? So if them sort of messages are being passed down to you,
do you know what I feel like? It's just gonna.
Like
I feel like it's just gonna continue because, bro, everything happens in cycles, innit? And from day dot, Harry was always that quote unquote rebellious child, innit? So what is the opposite of the girls that he was probably dealing with in his like prior, like, beginning years, properly embracing the royal family? They would have been bringing in all these certain people, putting him in certain social groups to force him to, like, get to know certain girls and so they'd become his girlfriends. So so it made sense that he'd then go for the opposite, which is a person from an ethnic minority that is so far removed from what the royal family is, i.e. Meghan. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's gonna happen again in another 50 or 60 years. Like more time. I can't lie. I think we should just dissolve the monarchy. I don't really like. I think it's outdated. Like, bro, like me.
I love the monarchy. I love my passport,
bro.
I love England,
bro,
and I want to stay here.
Do you know what it is? It's just like, I remember, like, even before this stuff has happened, every time I hear something about the monarchy, I was like, bro, all these men are is just glorified tourism money. That's it. Like, that's it. They don't actually have any power. Like, they don't do anything. Do you get me? I think the only thing she actually does the whole year is, like, swearing the new, or every 4 years is swearing the prime minister, and that's it. But her actual power isn't, like, it's no longer with the monarchy. So I think it's outdated, and I think eventually we just need to resolve it. Dissolve it and just get on with our lives, innit?
I feel like after this Meghan thing, people are starting to question them
the point
as
of
a
it,
family more. Yeah, people are you see the way how William and Kate brought out a YouTube channel. They really trying to evolve with the times. They're trying to be that YouTube couple. You know that way there.
I thought they hated each other.
Yeah, but obviously
that's what I'd heard. Was that rumor?
Yeah, I heard he cheated allegedly.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But you know that one. You need to remember. Yeah, you also need to remember. Man's the firstborn in it. So
he's
when like Lizzie goes and Charles goes, because obviously Lizzie's old, and because Lizzie's been queen for so long, Charles ain't gonna have long. Because when Charles gets on, he's gonna.
Bro, he's gonna be a terrible king. Bro, he's
gonna go very quick after Lizzie because they're both old, innit? So I feel as if they're like grooming William and like keeping that like clean like picture of him. So when he actually becomes king, because he'll be king for quite a while because like Harry ain't taking it. So they need to keep that clean image of my
imagine man. Harry as king. I can't. Bro, it's gonna be car.
Man, just vibes galore.
Bro, it's gonna be carnival every 2 months, bro.
Every time I think of it, I think of that video, I think of that picture of him and Usain Bolt when they're banging the lightning thing.
Yeah. For all intents and purposes, Harry's my king in it. So and Meghan's my queen. Speaking of tense families, I think we should go into. Wait, did you have more news, or was that the main?
Oh, you know, I was only gonna have that piece in it, but you know, you see that video that's been You see that video that's been floating around internet. You know that one with the girl in Birmingham.
I've seen it like once, and like bro, this is jokes. Like it's just like what?
You know at first, yeah, I'll be real with you. I saw that video. You know, sometimes when you're actually just you're so shocked, you just think, like, you actually start laughing to yourself, like, is it madness that I'm seeing? like,
bro, it's
like, is this actually madness?
I guarantee you. Wait, it wasn't London, was it?
No, it was Birmingham.
There you go, bro. Bro. The further out you go, the more apparent this shit is.
Birmingham ain't far, bro. Birmingham's a big city.
Yeah, but it's very far.
Hella it's hella multicultural, bro.
It's still very far away ideologically compared to like London. Like London is probably.
I don't think so. I think it's kind of close, you know. I can't
Bro,
lie.
all of them places outside of London always like Liverpool, Manchester, all them places like that always have these incidents of racism quite often.
They do. But you need to remember, Birmingham and Manchester, they're big cities, bro. I don't say they're very similar to London, but they are similar to London, bro. They are, bro.
But there's not a pressure.
There's a lot of Asians and Caribbeans in Birmingham. A lot, bro. There's a cohort there.
I think at the same time, yeah, there's no pressure on places like Birmingham and Manchester to be the epicenter of the UK, innit? In an image sense. So I feel like in London, it's more damaging for there to be more of these incidents. So maybe these things have been bred out a lot more. There's probably been more racial schemes or more schemes for integration in London than these other places where they don't care about it, bro. They just let farmers hold racist abuse to these people on their tractors. Gone.
Bro, did you see? Oh, so obviously you see the video with it. You see the video. So I think most man, and probably by the time this comes out, most man would have seen the interview with it. But maybe let me even just play the audio.
What's this?
It's so disgusting.
What did she say? Wait.
She was like, you fucking black, you fucking.
Wait, why are you not saying when I've said nigga like 20 times?
Yeah, but you know, it is because I'm saying it in the context that she's being derogatory. It just feels so gruesome me saying it because I know the context that's being said in, so I don't want to say it like that.
Do you want me to say it?
Do you get what I mean? Even though I use my nigga bear.
What? I'm joking now. Can't like she shifted him though. That push was hefty. He went missing.
No. I think she was shutting the door like in his face because he went inside. I can't see, but that's what it looked like.
Oh, I thought she shifted. I was like, right, she's bad.
Nah, she ain't shifting him, bro. She ain't shifting him. He was a biggie. Did you see the statement she brought out?
Nah, go on. I ain't seen it.
Oh, bro, now you're gonna laugh at this, bro. I was actually hoping you hadn't seen it, bro.
It's just gonna be bullshit.
Oh, it's hilarious.
This isn't usually how I am. This and that, blah blah blah.
What do you think she said? I'm gonna give you a couple of guesses, like for phrases that
I think,
you think she said.
She said things like, "I have loads of black friends." That probably was there. She probably said something else happened in my night, and this happened, so I was like in a different mood. What else? What's the usual get out of jail? I've called someone a nigger card. I'm trying to think because they're very generic. I think finally it'd be. Maybe I only did it because I was so angry. Go on.
You've done all right, to be fair.
Go
she
on.
said, "I would just like to publicly apologize for the situation that happened at the nightclub, and I would like everyone to know that I am, in fact, not racist at all. I have several black co-workers who I love dearly, and this threw the spanner in the absolute fucking works.
Go ahead.
I have several black co-workers who I love dearly.
Don't tell me that she goes, oh, and I've had sex with black men as well, or some shit like that. Or I have a black boyfriend.
Close. I've even dated black men. God, I need better for my gender and colour, man.
Word.
I was seriously drunken out of my head. Tick, you're right again. That night, and upset because I wanted to get into the lounge, which had left my ID in the car, which was parked over a mile away, and I was in heels and couldn't get my ID, and I clearly looked over 18 but was still refused access to the bar, which is why I was angry.
Hey bro, did I not say that exact thing? I said oh my god.
By the way, her grammar is absolutely awful. I've been reading and I've been putting in full stops for her. Fucking hell.
Bro, she's a racist. Her day-to-day is calling people niggas. It's not punctuation, bro.
Yes, so she goes, I clearly look over 18 but I'm still refused access to the bar, which is why I was angry, and I don't understand it because my words but I understand it doesn't justify my words. It may have offended some, but I'm not racist at all. And at the end of the day, oh, this is when she just should have stopped writing.
Go on.
It was bad enough, but it just gets absolutely worse, bro. It may have offended some, but I'm not racist at all. At the end of the day, we are all entitled to freedom of speech. We shouldn't be abused for it. Yes, my choice of words was wrong, but for me to get plastered all over the internet and so much abuse and even losing my job, do you guys not think that has affected me? I understand what I did was wrong and I'll not be using that language in the future. So I'm asking for forgiveness because I'm honestly not a bad person. So I apologise to anyone.
Do you know what's joke?
I'm offended. This, you know, if I got this, you know, if I was the person that got this racist abuse, yeah, and this was the apology, like,
bro, she didn't even. Bro, she didn't even apologize to him.
She didn't, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what?
She basically said,
sorry, I got caught.
Sorry, but yeah, she basically said sorry, but fucking, like, I meant what I said. That's the vibe that I got.
No, that's
the
what
vibe that
I'm
I got.
saying.
She basically said sorry, but I meant what I said. Literally.
Bro, she's
Sorry about that, but I said.
she's gonna be welcomed back as a champion at her Christmas dinner.
Oh, bro, even gets worse. I even saw she put on her story, bro. She put on her story like a number of how many views she's got on her story in it, and then she's got like 25k views on her story in it. She was like DM for promo. £30 for a story.
No, that's true.
When I saw that, I was like,
that's hilarious.
when I saw that, when I saw that, I just said, capitalism is at the rife of this country.
What's a DM for promo? Oh my.
Oh, bloody sick, man. Bloody sick. Oh my god. Yeah, man. Hats off to the guy though, because bro, you know, if I was getting that pass on from someone, you know, yeah, if he banged her, yeah, you know what? If he punched her in the face, listen, I'm not for men putting hands on women. I wouldn't be for it, and but I'd be like, bro, you know what?
I say tread carefully, because bro, unless she's hit him, there's no way that you can justify that. Yeah, she should bang her in the face, regardless of what she says.
True.
So I say tread carefully, and then he goes, you know what? I can't blame him for knocking her the fuck out.
No. I'll tell you what. I'll look down on it and I'll be like, can't rate that.
But you see where it came from, yeah? I hear that.
Yeah. I'll be like, can't rate that, but...
Do you know, it's like,
bro.
It's these instances where it's annoying because even if you do give retorts back, you can't say anything as venomous. Mm-hmm. So I can understand why it'd be frustrating. But
and you know, the deep thing is for man, you know, he played it so well. Because now, you know, because you know, if my man was to go back here and be like, oh, you fucking dumb, you dumb slag, shouting at her there,
even lost his job or something,
putting his hands on her, man's lost his job. Now she's got the leverage of, oh, look at this black aggressive man trying to hurt me. I'm just an innocent lady. Do you get what I mean? I'm an innocent white lady, and he probably would have been locked up. Do you get what I mean? So man did his thing. I can't lie.
Bro, I can't lie. She's 100% a racist. How the fuck are you putting DM for promo? The dust hasn't even settled, man. I said DM for promo, bro. She's Hitler, man. What the fuck, bro? How can he be so cold-hearted about the situation? Apologize and within a week be like DM for promo.
But fucking, I gotta get this bag.
Word. I don't know how niggas.
Oh god.
Anyway, but yeah.
But anyway, yeah. That was good segment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Live with T. Time is 9:04. We're signing out. Live with T. Tune in again next week.
So,
gosh.
Obviously now with these two segments, our episodes are generally going to be longer. But, and I initially I was saying to T that I had qualms with maybe us having like 2-hour episodes. But then the feedback we got from the last one is that people didn't seem to mind. Some people, in fact, watch it in bits or listen to it in bits.
Yeah, I feel like that's what people do with some podcasts that are kind of long. They'll do like 20 minutes there, 10 minutes there, an hour there, and just do it at their own pace.
Exactly.
Got no cons with it,
so,
as long as you like it.
With all the dysfunction we've spoken on, it's only right we go into a bit more dysfunction, but a bit closer to home. So, do you want to introduce it with how you found it? Like, I was with the tweet.
I was just on Twitter, and then I saw one tweet, and I started bursting out laughing, and I was like to Fadwa, we need to talk about this on the Gender of the Facts next week. Basically, we get up the tweet. Give me 2 minutes. Actually, I've got it up now. Actually, basically, one guy tweeted. I like giving people props when they tweet something funny. Uncle.
Bro, I hate to be that guy. I just got another message here. I said to someone, "Oh, I'm about to record AOF here," and then she went, "I got like she had one of her friends in it. I got my friend to listen to it, and she loved it. Fan love.
Obviously, if you're sexy, obviously follow me.
Anyway, go on. His nigga's on his knees. He's on his knees.
Nigga starving. Hopefully she's Eritrean. That brother's starving. Oh, yeah.
Hey, bro, I love that Denzel Washington meme. That brother's starving.
That brother's starving. But anyway, yeah, the tweet was, fellas, when did you realize you could beat up your dad?
So, when did you realize you could beat up your dad?
You know, even when I saw that question, yeah, I said that's such a complex question because you need to break that down into different fragments when it comes to where you knew you could beat up your dad. Because there's the time when I thought I could beat up my dad. There was a time when I knew I could beat up my dad.
Hey nigga, don't you dare be like. And then there was a time where I beat my dad up.
There was a time when I slapped that nigga up. You know how it gets. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I would never do that. But there was a time when I thought I could. There was a time when I probably knew I could. I knew I had the strength within me. And then there was a time where... But see that second time there? See the second time where you know you can? You're still... Obviously, how my thing's set up, and probably most, man, you still fear your dad to an extent.
There's that psychological layer to the dominance. Yeah.
It's like, you might be more... Bro, you could be 85 kg benching 120 kg. You could be the biggest, toughest man, but you can still fear your dad, when he walks in the room.
Because you know what, it's the experience. Because if we're talking about if it was a boxing fight, he's like 100-0. You know what I'm saying?
He's just working the jab, fam. He's just working the jab. You're trying to throw hooks. He's just popping, weaving, aleating, working the jab. Because man's got it in his psychological head. But you know there was there. It's like, you know you're tougher than my man, but you still fear him to an extent. And then there's a point where you don't necessarily beat him up and act on it, but the fear is gone. Like, so when you break down that question, there's actually 3 sub-time capsule zones that I can recall on. Do you get what I mean?
And this is exactly why we have a podcast, to dissect these kind of things.
So when I thought I could, I think I was probably like, maybe I was like 14, maybe 13, 14. I was a gas jeep, man.
Was he much bigger than you in stature or not?
Yeah, my dad's pretty like, if you think of like the stereotypical.
How tall is he?
My dad's 5'10".
Bruh.
My dad's 5'10".
I thought he was tall. I don't know why.
I'm telling you, it's the presence, bro. When my dad walks in, you niggas know, fam.
No, real talk. Like last week,
you met my dad. Yeah, you met my dad. You met my dad as well.
Nah, but he was sitting down though when I met him. It was in your room.
Nah, you met my grad.
Was I high?
You met him at... you met him briefly at my grad, because you came late to my grad, remember? You came late to my grad. But then you met him briefly. But yeah, my dad's 5'10", but I'm telling you, I thought this nigga was 6 foot until I measured him maybe a couple of years ago. But it's the presence, fam. Nah, I think it was when I started to... When I reached like 5'10", like 5'11", and then when I reached like 6 foot, I kind of knew that man was 5'10", do you get what I mean? Just wanted to throw it there that I'm 6 foot.
Come on.
But anyway, yeah, I was pretty maybe like 14, but I think, you know how you have that... I have that phase where you're just a gas eat them times, like in year 8, year 9.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not true. But probably when I knew I could, that was probably like maybe 6th form times. Because you know them times there when you're 6th form times, that's when you start testing out gym a bit. Like, you're not consistent with it, but you're testing out gym a bit. You're testing out bench. Maybe you're going like maybe you'll go for a couple of weeks, then you stop for a couple of weeks, then you start for a couple of weeks, and you're not consistent with it. But you're putting on a bit of sizing, like you're building into your man body sort of a vibe, innit? Yeah, and you're starting to feel yourself. You're starting to get a bit of independence. You're starting to feel like a man a bit. But obviously, you're still in A level, so you're still a bit shook at your dad. Well, I am. Don't know about you.
Wait. Did did losing your virginity have anything to do with it?
Nah, because I was still a virgin them times.
Okay, now never mind. Go on.
Yeah.
Ha! I'm joking. I'll say it. So was I, but we both fucking yeah, no play.
Yeah, so obviously, but I'd probably say the moment I knew that I could bag this guy up, and I even have a story. This was probably like first year of uni. I think I came home for like Christmas or something like that. I came home for like a Christmas or Easter or something. And first year, them times, like, I was working in the gym.
I think me and you used to go gym together, I swear.
Nah, we were working. Me and
first year, yeah.
We were working. We were putting on size.
We were looking good.
We were putting on size, bro. Them times, we were bulking.
I remember that.
It was drinking whole milk, eating peanuts for breakfast. That sort of bulk.
Bro, I can't lie, that year, those 2-3 years are splendid, man. And then gone.
Yeah, man, they were good years. But yeah, we were bulking. And I remember flipping, like, obviously I'd put on a bit of size. It's looking kind of good. Put on a couple of kilos. Obviously, like, you've gone uni, so like you have your own place. You're starting to like
you're getting that independence.
You're getting that independence. You're establishing yourself as a man, or if you're a lady, you're establishing
as
yourself
an alpha.
a woman.
Yeah.
As a bit of an alpha, you got your own spot, your rules. You go by your rules, your thing, not dad's thing. Dad's crib.
It's your territory.
It's your domain. It's
so you've
your
gone
ring.
home. So you've gone home now and thrown your bag at your dad. Said, "Put this in my room." Peasant.
I was saying, go do the ironing, bro. Go do the ironing, bro.
Before you get ironed out.
Pause. Pause. I had to slap one in
I
that one.
pause rewind.
Yeah, pause right. That's a bit of a bad thing. Anyway, I can't remember why, but we were arguing about something. I honestly can't even remember what we were arguing about. I think it was something small. Maybe it was just like something, like just a disagreement that kind of escalated a bit in it. But this kind of actually escalated like a bit of it. I don't know why. Like,
so was there even like chest slapping in this one? Or
I'll get to it. So obviously my dad, we were just arguing. I honestly cannot remember what it was in it. I honestly can't remember what it was. So obviously we were arguing, and then my dad tries to push me, innit? Because obviously we're arguing, but it's them ones. Let's say like I'm like 5. Let's say I'm arguing here. Obviously people can't see.
Yeah, but
let's say I'm arguing here, and you're on like the other side of the room. And then as we're arguing, we're getting closer, and obviously man saying, "You think you can talk to me like this?" And you know that was there, like man's coming closer. Man saying, "You think you can talk to me like this?"
You know, if this is like a war game, that phrase there is like plus 10 battle points because it gets you. But like a 14-year-old Toye, he hears that and he goes, "Wait, can I talk to him like this?"
But 19-year-old Toye is thinking, "What? Don't cuss."
So go on.
You can use this, you cuss.
So he goes, "Do you think you can talk to me like this?" Then
See, I think he said something like, "Yeah, do you think you can talk to me like this?" And I think I must have said something cheeky back. Like I was just like, I think I must have said something, not something rude, but just like, bro, I was something like, "Oh, like you just don't get it," like something like that. But obviously, 2 years ago, I'm not saying it. I'm just thinking, nah, I can't. I'm just thinking, nah, yes, dad, something like that. Innit? And I'm just thinking like, you just don't get it. And I think my man tried to push me. So obviously, my man tried pushing me. Obviously, my man tried to push me. I just weren't going anywhere. Obviously, there was like, obviously, if you pushed me, like, but it was like a small. I wouldn't say a push, but it was more like a nudge, like
you didn't
nudge
move.
you. So sort of like a nudge to like kind of like move me back like 2 steps to like get some sort of dominance. Obviously, man pushed me. Man's not moving because man's stature's a bit.
Come on.
I pushed him, but obviously, man's put like his hand on my chest and like pushed me back, and just. Mum's like, I didn't mean to disrespect my dad or anything. Like, this was just a natural reaction. Like, obviously, man's put his hand on my chest and he tried to push me.
You pushed his hand away, innit?
As he's done that, I've grabbed his hand to be.
Oh, good.
Obviously, as he's like pushing me back, my chest is still holding it down, so I'm not like being pushed back. And I put my hand, my hand on his wrist, as in that. Like, bro, like, what you doing, big man? Like bake, innit? So obviously, the look on my dad's face, that was the moment when he knew, I knew there was a power shift. Not saying that I was the man at the
No,
house.
the power shifted. Yeah, the power
My
shifted.
dad could always G-check me. Even at this age
Yeah.
right now, my dad G-checks me. But that was the age where he knew that he couldn't, like, push me about, sort of. Like, he knew he couldn't. And do you know what the bad thing is? I remember my dad's face, in it. Like, his eyes just widened, like... Man
He
was-
couldn't believe it.
like, that's a Raven vibes, like... like man's eyes opened, yeah. Like, it was them ones, like, you know in Naruto, yeah? When, like, the two characters would go still after they've been in a fight or something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Man's eyes are opening up, yeah. He looks at his hand on the chest and he's thinking, what's going on? I could see it all in his face. He's thinking, what's going on? What's going on?
Why is he not moving like he used to? What's go-
And then,
am I having a stroke?
does this mean it's my time?
Hey,
You know the vibes there.
But did
Go
you
on.
ever watch Planet of the Apes and you see the power shift from one monkey to another?
No, I didn't see that, but that's fucking racist. You're as bad as that guy in Birmingham. You're as bad as that guy in Birmingham.
Hey,
So
go on.
obviously he's done that, yeah. He's done that, and he's looked up at me, yeah. I said, like, fuck, I've realised. But obviously, man can't show weakness. So obviously, so he's flung my arm, yeah, and he's going, oh, so you think you're a big man now? You think you're a big man? So you think you can go to uni? You think because you've gone to uni, you're a big man now? You think you have your own place? You think you're a big man now? I will show you who's the boss. So man got his arms out. He said, fight me then. He said, he did. I even just heard my dad's voice in this house, man. I thought this nigga heard.
No,
That's how you know the
chat-
fist still.
You're chatting
He's chatting
shit.
to my mum outside. He's chatting to my mum outside. I love you, fam. I heard him say something in Yoruba. I thought man was on site. He's saying that the fist still there to an extent, fam.
So he's going, do you want to fight me? Then
He's man's put his fist up, and the man said, so you think you can fight me now? Fight me, then fight me. I'm just thinking, bro, I ain't gonna fight you. I was just
bake
like,
off,
bro,
man.
I was
Bake
like, bro,
off.
like, we ain't fighting, bro. I was like, bro, we ain't fighting.
Because you'll get
Bro,
wrapped, man. Bake off.
I was thinking, bro,
Bake off,
I was
man.
like, bro, you know you're getting wrapped after that vision you had. I was like, bro, you
That
know it's
vision.
Rhapsody fam, after that vision you had.
Bro,
for that
hey,
split second, I ran
that vision he saw was him laid out on the floor, his glasses on that
the canvas. That jam ain't working no more, nigga. That jam ain't working no more. That
Oh,
hook,
shit.
that hook I was throwing at 14 slagging you, fam.
Wait, what age was this for you?
This is like first year uni, cuz.
Was your brother? Were you still living with your brother? Or had he moved out?
Nah, my
Them
brother
times.
was living out them times.
Okay, never mind. Because I was gonna say,
he was
did
living
you
in cunts
see?
them times.
Did you ever see when the power shifted between them two? Was it ever a day where he just stopped getting beatings and you noticed it?
I think it was probably a little bit younger than my brother, because my brother's just always been like, he was a very like, just like, man was like, he was just very like, he was a fighter. Like, back in school days, like, man would come home with like scars and that. You know,
I see your
and
dad
he was a scrapper. Like, man was a scrapper, innit?
Your dad was not on there. He was.
He was a scrapper. And my brother was tall, like, he was like 6'2", like 6'2", 6'2 and a half. So, like, he was tall, like, he was tall in it, do you get what I mean?
I
So
bet
them
he
ones,
was like-
he
I
had
bet-
that dominance earlier.
That's what he had that
Them
done
way
with this
there, innit?
earlier.
Them way there,
He said to your dad, you know, I go try that shit with Toye still.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Alright, so go on. So
yeah. That was probably it. So when you actually break it down, there's actually like, bro, yeah, you know you can bad up with your dad, but there's still like, especially with like, obviously I'm not to speak on like the relationship with like white dads and like white sons, but like with African dads and like Caribbean dads, there's a thing where it's like there's that fear element to an extent, bro. That's like, even though you know you can bad up with your dad, there's still that fear element of, bro, like, I don't even want to try that because man could just go into Super Saiyan and do it.
But I think maybe that's, maybe people will hear this and be like, I'm trying shit, but I feel like maybe that's closely related with the methods of discipline, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we can go into that after actually.
Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of like, I feel like most of my Afro-Caribbean friends, us man used to sit down and have fucking relation sessions on the fact that, oh yeah, how niggas got beaten that. I wasn't really having that with my white friends. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's where really I think that layer of
They
STEM
were doing
comes from.
pingers with their dads.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then
They were
like,
doing fingers.
and getting stern talking tos. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas with us, it's like
Oh, God.
it's pick your instrument around the yard. But I can't. I think people are eventually going to see it's a flawed method of parenting with a lot of
Yeah, definitely.
with a lot of cons. But we'll maybe go into that another week.
Did you ever have that? What's it called? Actually, we go to that another week. But I do think some.
Go on.
Another week. What you gonna say? I was gonna say there are some things that like my parents did to me that I thought, yeah, this shit's good discipline. Like not beatings, but like say for example, actually, another episode.
Say that.
We can talk about that for a while. In
that case, next week tune in when me and T teach you how to parent without having any kids. What's it? So
niggas are just talking like they have wisdom.
For real. I don't remember a distinct point, but I remember because I think that I was disproportionately scared of my dad, innit? So like, I can't lie, when I compared it to my other friends, like they used to even know I was very, very scared of my dad, and I didn't clock till later that okay, maybe like I don't know, like maybe the reason I was so scared is because like these beatings are a bit. But yeah, so then I remember one time in particular. I remember. So there's three I remember, innit? I'll do the first one, innit? Actually no, this one isn't even beating. It's just a funny story, innit? I remember one time, yeah. Like, I had this thing where I didn't really like finishing my food. Like, I just wasn't really that hungry, innit?
God, yeah.
And then I got into the habit of doing this thing where I would, like, on the sly, throw food out the window, innit? Like, and it was the kind of window where it only opens, like, a small bit.
Yeah, I know the windows.
Yeah. So I'd have to slide it. I would slide the food through the slit, innit? So then I was doing this for a while, calm. And then one time, my uncle, who's not actually my uncle, you know when you've got family friends, but...
Uncles that you call uncles, yeah.
Yeah, so then... He must have been over, yeah. So then... I'm just in my room doing whatever, and I get called. Like, they're talking, I get called. And they go, what's that? And they look at the windowsill, just a big piece of haddock sitting there, because it didn't properly fall down.
It was probably one of them ones where, like... You wanted to dash it, but you were panicking too much, so you just flung it and went over or something. And
because the angle's so small, you can't generate that much power. And I think it was nighttime, so I didn't see it, but all you see is just one massive reded haddock at the bottom of the window. So. But yeah, talking about beatings, I remember parents.
Wait, what? No. You need to go to the aftermath of what happened after.
Bro, I can't remember. So clearly, I got in trouble because like. In terms of that discipline shit, I remember obviously parents' evenings weren't the best. I remember one time, yeah. I think
did your dad go to your parents' evenings? Random question.
I think some of them, yeah. I think more time both of them did, but for a few years just my dad. So then I think 1 year or 2 year I got away with not giving him the letter. So he just
for parents' evening.
Yeah, and I told him that. Yeah.
Did you ever have them teachers that would be like, before they even make their appointments, be like, oh guys, just sign up for whatever time you want. There are select few students that they're like, I want to see your parents. I want to see your parents. Toye, I want to see your parents at this time. You better make sure they're there.
I can't lie, their teachers did that. And they didn't realise what they was doing, innit? Like, to them, they think they're doing their due diligence. But bro, they're just sending a youth to get clapped up. Like, bro, do you feel good about yourself? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, bro, these men are meant to handle kids and they can't read any sort of psychology. Anyway. Like, these niggas will give you that, they'll be like, oh, he's a nuisance, blah, blah, and they feel happy with themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? And then wonder why I come the next day bare quiet and disheveled.
But you know parents evenings, you know that one's there, yo, where, you know that one's there where, like, you know parents evenings coming up in like 2 weeks, so you try and be, your best behaviour for like 2 weeks, but certain teachers, they catch on to it, they know what you're doing, bro. And then they know what you're doing. They're like, oh, someone's got a chirp in their step. You know what I mean? There, fam. Yeah. And then like the day after, you know what? The day after you've been G-checked by your mum and dad, yeah. So you come into class, yeah, and the teacher's just smiling because she just knows for like the next 2 weeks that she's gonna have a carb class because they know they got their work done at home, fam.
Nah, for real. Nah, man. Like I'm trying to think. See, the funny thing is, because shit was bare frequent, I don't remember a lot of specific ones, but I remember like there was 1 week when I got like 8 calls home in 1 week. So obviously that week was eventful at yard. I remember one story in particular. Yeah, I saw me and my pops were playing darts in it. Like it's the magnetic darts.
Oh, I remember this.
So then we're playing it. Wait, have I told you the story?
Oh, that's why I knew. That's why I know that shit's ingrained in you, fam. You wouldn't say at any chance.
So I remember I started playing darts, yeah. And then he must have won, innit? So he's won now. I'm just bare salty. He's going to take a shower. So then now there's a glass. There's like a square glass clock above the darts thing in it. Bro, I just dashed one at the clock. Like,
Why would you do that though?
I was just vexed. I was just bare vexed. And then obviously,
Why were you vexed?
Because I lost the game, innit?
I see.
So then I've always gone shit after telling him, yeah. So I knock on the bathroom. I was like, yeah, Dad. Is that what? Is that something happened to the clock? He goes, what? I was like, look. So he comes, looks at the clock, looks at me, looks at the clock, looks at me. And then man tries to strangle me, but obviously it's like my team. I keep moving backwards and backwards and backwards here until I move back onto the sofa, then behind the sofa, and then the back of my head hits the window, and the man's finally got me in the car. So I'm thinking, bro, relax. It's like a £20 glass clock. And then I remember...
This shit isn't even funny, but it's funny. Like, it's funny, but it's not funny. Like,
I remember, yeah, my last ever beating, yeah. This is probably the one that will stick with me forever, innit? Just because of the way it happened, innit? So obviously I've gone to Cineworld now because I'm like 16 now, and that's when you start going out and like maybe come back late or whatever. I think I'll come back at like 10, so it's just like, which is fairly normal for me, innit? Like I've even come back after like midnight before, and it's been blessed. So I'm back now. It's just me, my pops at yard, yeah. So I come in now, and he goes, "Where have you been?" I was like, "I've been to the cinema." And then I think he's just, you know, someone's just clearly in a mood. So he's in one mood, innit? So I'm just giving him answers, and he's asked me bare questions. So I must have given. You see how you said you'd given like a cheeky-ish answer?
Yeah.
So I must have given a cheeky-ish answer. Man's ironing at the time. Man stops the ironing. Yeah, comes over.
Your dad's ironing, yeah.
He's ironing, yeah. Man stops here, comes over here, and then, bro, man slapped me so hard, yeah. Nah, bro. Like I've never like. I heard, like I saw a white flash.
Oh, them ones.
and then my ears were ringing, innit? So then I've just gone like, because I literally got slapped for nothing, and I was thinking, bro, like what is this? Like I felt like it's one tyrant. So I'm like, I've gone into our room now, yeah, and I'm tearing because I'm vexed. So then like an hour and a half later, yeah, he comes into our room, and then I'm tearing in, and he hugs me, he goes, "Oh yeah, my bad, bro." I felt like one prostitute, bro. I felt like one fucking J bag. Like man can just slap me about it, bro. I can't, and I think that was the last.
Nah, that's not even funny. It's not. But you know, we can laugh back at it now.
Yeah,
but that shit's fucked.
Wait, and I think that I remember that being the last time I got a beating. But thinking back at it, I don't get why a nigga was so angry. But do you remember your worst beating?
I'll be real with you. I honestly don't, bro.
Boy, it's just merged into the frequency of
it's all morphed into one. It's all morphed into one.
Just bare night terrors.
All morphed into one. But I think, yeah, I mean, that's a segment we can actually talk about, like, because we were going on for a bit. But that's actually a topic that we can talk about in the future. We can save that for the banks. We can save that for the banks.
Do you know? You see how you're saying we're getting on now? Yeah. We have to think how to structure the shit, because now we've got the news, the YSS, and then our normal thing in the middle. We're probably
and then how your week was as well.
That too.
Now, do you know what we can? Do you know what I think we should just do? We should just make our segment shorter.
Okay. I think my segment is always short anyway because there's no back and forth in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll just be me explaining something.
Niggas just giving us a lecture.
Yeah, it's like me just talking, innit?
Knows on your vibrations. They're like that, cuzzy.
I'm trying to think if there were any other standout.
Nah, you know what? Save it
for another one, innit?
Save it, and then we can merge that
into one.
Yeah, because we said that we were going to talk about what's I don't even know what's the word.
Do you know what? I think okay, I'll say this here. There was an age where I clocked my dad couldn't do nothing to me. Like, and I think he sensed it as well.
What
I think maybe like
let's go into that.
So I think it's similar to you, akin to you, is after I left uni and come back, I just weren't having stuff no more, innit? And like obviously same as you, I was a lot bigger now, so it's just like that shit's not running. But I was still like it took a while because that's like you would still flinch and stuff and whatever. But then it got to a point where I was like, I got to a point I was like, yo, if you hit me again, we're scrapping. I can't lie. Like that's it. Like,
it's techie, and it's not techie for me.
Yeah, like for real. Like and like I didn't say that in so many words, but it was just kind of an aura that was like.
It was the aura in the room. It was like the elephant in the room.
I was like, yo, I'm at an age where I can understand these things, and I'm not having it, innit? Whereas back in the day, I might be like I'd even say to my friends, oh no, I got beat because of this. Whereas now it's like, no, I shouldn't be getting beat. Oh, so yo, what's happening?
What's the crack? What's the crack? Baby, what's the crack? What's the story?
Yeah,
what's the crack? What's the story?
Should we round up then?
Yeah, why assess us? Why assess us?
One sec, let me quickly put my lights on. Entertain for a split second. My light on.
Nah, yeah.
Put my glasses on. Niggas about to get put into school.
Hopefully you lot enjoyed
Let me
Live
get my
with T.
fucking
Let us know if you liked it or not. If there's certain things that you want us to cover or not, you know, let us know. We'll see.
Huh?
Fanos doing his little. He's literally just put on some what's that thing called? Lavender in the room. What's that thing called? They used to put on in the house.
Oh, the incense.
Yeah, incense. Yeah.
That's how you know I've been a sage from early. I was at the uni yard burning sage.
Nigga was burning incense in the corridors, fam.
I remember that time you came in, and I think I was burning incense and meditating at the same time, and you thought I was summoning demons or something.
Bro, I remember that time. I came into your room. You're burning incense and you're meditating. I literally walked into your room and I was like, Fadwell. Like, you know when you walk into someone's room and as you're walking into their room, you're like, Fadwell.
And then you just saw me on the floor cross-legged.
Yeah, and you weren't responding. I was like, this nigga's really meditating. I was like, this meditation shit may be real. I have to give it a try.
But that was so long ago. Oh my days. So yeah, this is the young sage segment. This time there's no music in it because this is a serious matter, isn't it? Obviously last week as promised, I had said that I would look into the Israel-Palestine beef. Even beef as a term is probably an unfair one to use because beef implies that it's a two-sided thing. But as promised, I've gone and done the research, and I can't lie, free Palestine, innit? Before I get into it, free Palestine, this shit's fucked. So I'm gonna lay out the history of it and then give you the modern day, like what's been happening in the last like week or two, and like, how the current events kind of transpired. So to go back to the start, we go to the early 1900s. Also, at any point, if you've got questions, just say in it. But yeah, for real, if you man have been seeing certain posts on Insta and that and not really understanding them, then this little segment will be for you, innit? So, in the early 1900s, in the region along the Eastern Mediterranean that we now call like Israel, Palestine, it was originally under the Ottoman Empire, and this was like for centuries. And at that time, it was quite peaceful. It was very religiously diverse. It was mostly Muslims and Christians, and some Jews. And I think the split was, now this is important, innit? This split is important because then when I come back later, or when I round off later, you'll clock how mad it's become. So at that time, it was 87% Muslim, I think 10% Christian, and 3% Jews. So deep that it was at the very start of this. There's only 3% of Jews in this place, innit? So more people in that region were developing like a sense of like being of a nationality and not just ethnic Arabs. They started to identify as Palestinians, so actually having a distinct identity. So at the same time in Europe, so this is still early 1900s, in Europe, Jews were joining a movement that you probably heard of called Zionism. Have you heard anything about Zionism?
Yeah. That's I spoke about it briefly last week, Niggy.
Oh yeah.
That's like it's like the movement of like a Jewish only state.
Yeah. So them man, back then they were basically campaigning for. They said Judaism should not only be a religion, but it should start to be seen as a nationality, and therefore, if it's seen as a nationality, they need a nation. And in that, they were basically saying they deserved one. And a lot of them, because a lot of them were being persecuted around Europe, this is even before the Holocaust, they felt that the only way for them to be safe was to have their own nation in it. So between 1900 and 1910, tens of thousands of European Jews fled to that region, that Palestine, in it. This is before Holocaust, so they'd already started migrating.
They started,
yeah, and when they moved, they would usually go into like farming settlements, in it. So post World War One, I think that ended in about 1918. the Ottoman Empire fell. So this is the one. This is the empire that originally owned Palestine, innit? So when it fell, the British and French empires divided the Middle East between them, innit? And Britain ended up getting Palestine. But they didn't call it Palestine. They called it the British Mandate for Palestine. That's what they named it.
All right.
But before that point, the British Army ruled Palestine until a civil administration was established on the 1st of July 1920. Yeah. Then the British Mandate, which was later approved 2 years later in 1922 by the United Nations. So they basically co-sided that, okay, calm. The Britons can rule Palestine and call it that, yeah. So cool. Palestine, 1919 to 1948, yeah. So during this time, British still continued to allow the Jewish immigration, remember, and the number of Jews in the country is slowly rising and rising because there were bare men from around the world
immigrating to...
Exactly. But then obviously the tension started to grow between the Arabs and the Jews. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously they live there now, more and more are coming, and some of them are even displacing some Palestinians.
They're thinking, well, go on.
Yeah, so then by 1930s, the British have clocked this and they've gone, okay, cool, let's start limiting the amount of Jewish immigration.
All right.
The Jews went, no, fuck that. So them man formed their own Jewish militia, which was developed to fend off Arabs, but then also the British rule, innit?
And
so
kind
then,
was it kind of, in a way, kind of like to kind of smuggle people in small as well? Or
I assume so.
Am I just reaching?
I think they were just more established just to defend against Arabs and the British people when they tried to enforce the rule of no immigration. So maybe may have happened as a byproduct, innit? But they were more for defensive purposes, innit? So remember, so 1930s. So now World War II, innit? Post World War II, the Holocaust hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the whole world feels bad for Jews because of the atrocities that happened in Germany.
Yeah,
so now more men are buying into the idea of maybe Jews do deserve their own place. So then even more start flooding back to, so then Britain kind of relax on the immigration thing and even more start going into Palestine, yeah? Calm. So in 1947, the UN devised a plan to separate British Palestine into two states. One that we now know as Israel for the Jews, and the other for Arabs, Palestine. Yeah. But Jerusalem, which was in the middle, was deemed an international zone because it held many big religious places for both, innit? So
I see that online.
So I'd say if it doesn't make sense, go and see a map in it, and you'll see what I mean. There's a little Jerusalem was just named as an international zone. It didn't belong to either. Arabs didn't like the split. I think the way it was split was I think Gaza it was actually fairly even, I can't lie. It was fairly even, innit? And then Arabs didn't like the split, and then many Arab states around Israel Palestine went to war with Israel. So I think it was Egypt, Syria, Jordan. I think there might be one more. But so imagine all of these men have now gone against Israel. It's a 4 or 5 men against one country, innit?
Yeah.
This is known as the Arab-Israeli War from 1948 to 1949.
All right.
Them niggas lost. I don't understand how, but they lost. I don't understand how 5 countries will lose against one. One that's just been formed. One that's just been formed. So they lose, bro. Then Israel take bare land. So remember how the UN had set out certain places. After the war, they went, fuck that. So they now took the lower part that used to be Palestine, took that as Israel. And then they also took Sinai, which is a part of Egypt. And they also took, I think, Golan Heights, that was a part of Jordan, I think it was. Yeah, but there's 2 places they didn't take. Gaza, because Gaza was, obviously, Gaza makes sense because you don't hear about all the Gaza Strip, innit? Gaza, because that was owned by Egypt, and West Bank, because that was owned by Jordan. So they didn't take those 2, innit?
You've been doing your research. I can't
bro,
lie. This is good.
This began decades of Arab-Israeli conflict, innit? So in 1967, there was another war. Yeah, the 6-day war, because it lasted 6 days, and it was Israel versus them same neighboring Arab states again. Yeah.
Swear.
And Israel won again. I don't know what these men are doing. Like, I don't get if I don't understand if the Arab like countries were coming in like with sticks and that. I don't get how they was losing. But yeah, so then by the end, oh my god, guys, sorry, I was wrong about something. So you know when I said Golan Heights, oh, that's calm. So by the end of that war, Israel had seized Golan Heights from Syria. They had now taken West Bank that they didn't previously take from Jordan, and they had taken Gaza and the small peninsula from Egypt. So now all of that spot was Israel now. All of it. It was all Israel. There was no more Palestine. It was all Israel.
Now they're slowly trying to monopolize the thing.
No, they've done it. At that point, they had done it. And then what they did, they now occupied the Palestinian territories and all of Jerusalem, innit? So now the Jews...
So they even took Jerusalem, which was like a...
Everything, bro.
Which was a no man's land.
Exactly. And now the Jews govern Palestinians. They had govern over everything. And this is when shit's getting techie. Because deep it, if you've been fighting niggas for 10, 20 years, and now you're finally the one in charge, what are you going to do? You're going to oppress the fuck out of them, innit?
Yeah, because it's like... Sounds fucked, but it's like revenge.
Exactly. So then, 1978, Israel and Egypt signed the US brokered Camp David Accords. And shortly after this, Israel gave Sinai back to Egypt. Yeah. The Egyptian president was against it. His name was Sadat. He got assassinated. This is what happens when you...
Who got assassinated?
The Egyptian president that was against the deal between Israel and Egypt. So he spoke out against it, got emmed off. So then Israel then, one by one, unofficially blessed it with the other Arab countries that they were fighting in it. So now it was just Palestine. So the Arab countries left them alone. So now Israel owning that whole area, the only Arabs left were basically Palestine that were fighting them, but they own them in a sense. They own that area. So Palestine were fucked from them. So now it's got to a point, this thing called the Palestinian Liberation Organization is formed in 1960, and this was in the aim to seek a Palestinian state. They fought against Israel through acts of terrorism. Yeah, the PLO essentially wanted to end the state of Israel. Yeah, in 1982 was the Israeli invasion of Lebanon to kick the PLO group out of Beirut. PLO said it would accept dividing land between Israel and Palestine. Yeah. Israel went, say nothing then, fuck that. Israel then started moving into West Bank and Gaza. Yeah. And like the Israel government basically was telling Israelis from other countries to settle into West Bank and Gaza because they were where the Palestinians were living. And they wanted to push more, and they're still doing it to this day, push more Israelis in there to displace the Palestinians. Yeah. And then these men would then become refugees. Remember this point distinctly because this was also another reason why I started to bubble up again when I get into the modern day, innit? So the settlers would be followed by soldiers, yeah? And these soldiers would guard them and these growing settlements, innit? And these essentially forced Palestinians out of Israel, and they had to flee to other neighbouring countries. So 1967 to the present day, it's probably a bit more now, but over 700,000 settlers, even through, from 1967 to the present, 700,000 plus settlers have come and moved into them regions, innit? Even though...
As in like people that are displacing Palestinian people?
Yeah. Oh, okay. 700,000, innit? Now, bear in mind, remember I said the UN originally cut it into half. So all of this stuff is potential war crimes. It's a war crime, what they're doing. It's illegal. So, then, man, the Palestinians obviously get mad, innit? Because they're just being oppressed, getting pushed out of place, this and that, getting treated unfairly. This gives rise to the first Intifada. Intifada is the Palestinian word for uprising. This is between 1987 and 1993. Them man go mad. They're just out for blood. They're just like trying to campaign on a mad thing, whatever, innit? So it starts with protests and it ends in violence, yeah? A couple hundred Israelis were dead, but then over 1,000 Palestinians died in the first Intifada.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, some Palestinians in Gaza, they felt like PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, they thought they were too soft.
Guess what the O stood for,
innit? Yeah, word.
In case you fuck up the whole thing and niggas are coming for your head.
So
PC every time, fam.
I thought this is maybe I'm gonna say this, innit? But So they thought PLO was too compromising and too soft. It was similar to how, you know, like you had Martin Luther King. Bear in mind, thought he was too soft, and then they started doing Malcolm X stuff because he was more extreme. It was similar to that. So then, have you heard of Hamas? Have you heard of them? These man,
I haven't.
on badness. So these are like, listen, you PLO, you're not doing much. So now they made a violent extremist group dedicated to Israel's destruction. Now remember the name Hamas. Remember the name Hamas, innit? Because they're going to become very relevant in the modern day too. These men are bad men. I can't lie. But even their suits and that look hard. So 1993, Israel and Palestine signed the Oslo Accords, which was the potential first step to Israel leaving, innit? The Oslo Accords established Palestinian authority in certain areas. Because remember, Palestinians lived there but didn't have authority over their area. It was always Israelis governing them. So Hamas tried bare suicide bombings to prevent the signing. Israelis called the Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabini a Nazi traitor. He then signs the second round of Oslo Accords, the Prime Minister. Then a far-right Israeli shoots him in Tel Aviv. Another assassination, done. Well, these men ain't ramping. So, in 2000, there's a Camp David II summit. I think this was in America. And it was just negotiations for years about what to do, but it comes up empty. Not much happens, innit? So Palestinians start to feel hopeless. They're like, oh my God, like, nothing's going to happen. What are we going to do? That gives rise to the second Intifada, which was much more violent than the first. Yeah? And this one, so this was between 2000 and 2005. 1,000 Israelis died. 3,200 Palestinians are dead at this point. From that second Intifada. Then Israel go, fuck it then. These niggas aren't easy to control, so let's ramp it up. They start building walls and checkpoints to control the population in Palestinian areas. So now you can't go to certain places if you're Palestinian without certain papers. Imagine remember, if you go back, this is your own country.
Yeah, and it's slowly but surely just like being changed.
You know what I'm saying? Like go back 100 years, there was only 3% of people in there that were Jewish. So 2005, Israel withdraws from Gaza. Hamas now gains power but splits from the Israel Authority in a civil war, dividing Gaza from West Bank. So Gaza and West Bank are the two places where the Palestinians live. West Bank is still under, to this day, Israeli authority. Gaza isn't. That's why all this mad stuff happens in Gaza. Because Gaza is Palestinians run by Palestinians.
But that's where all the blood is shed.
That's where all the beef happens. And it's also...
That makes sense.
Exactly. And it's all densely populated. There's 2 million... Like, if you look at Gaza, it's bare small. But 2 million men live there. So obviously, if you do airstrikes there, bare civilians are going to die. Because it's so... Exactly.
And they're all just concentrated in one spot.
Exactly. So... And Israel then puts Gaza under a blockade. Nothing can go in, nothing can go out.
Yeah, that's gridlock, innit? That's another word for gridlock, innit?
That's fucked, innit? So like nothing unemployment rises to 40%, and in West Bank they push more and more Israelis, more settlers to go into that space. It's essentially ethnic cleansing. Okay, so that's kind of up to ish the modern day, innit? But I'm going to go more into detail of what actually happened. But that's kind of the... So before I go into it, what do you think? Have I explained that in a way that...
No, you have. You did it in a bit of like a timeline thing.
Yeah. So do you get why them niggas are beefing now? And why it's so deep?
Yeah. It was like a slow but sure process of like driving them. It was like first you divided them, then you divided them into smaller bits, and then you took away the smaller bits and concentrated them into one spot, which is Gaza.
Exactly.
Have I got that correctly?
You have. And like, so now the only bit of Palestine that's ruled by Palestinians is Gaza, really. The rest of it is governed by Israel. So the modern day, yeah, across Israel and West Bank, people have turned on each other, and you're seeing it, just normal civilians, Jews and Arabs on each other, just like beefing with each other. So from May the 10th to the 17th of this year, 198 people were killed by Israeli attacks on Gaza. 58 of them were kids. In West Bank, 19 Palestinians were killed, thousands injured, yeah. Okay. So, how this kind of started, yeah. So in East Jerusalem, yeah, there's this place called the Old City, yeah, and the Old City is this really holy place, yeah. Now remember I said East Jerusalem is occupied. Whenever you hear me say occupied, that means that it's Palestinian, but Israelis now govern over it. They pushed themselves into it. Remember, Jerusalem was originally United Nations International Zone. So they're breaking war crimes, but no one cares. The Western world don't care. So yeah. So what happened was, that area, the Old City, started to heat up in April. Because what happened was, at the beginning of Ramadan, Israeli forces put fences at Damascus Gate. So Damascus Gate is part of Old City where when you go in there, you need to go in there to go to this place called the Al-Aqsa Mosque. It's one of the biggest religious places for Muslim people in it, especially during Ramadan. In it, they were going to be using it there for Friday prayers and whatever, and prayers and whatever. So they put up fences at the Damascus Gate, which is basically them they're blocking them from going to that mosque in it, which is quite. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to do Friday prayers, Jummah. Yeah, no, I mean as in you know what the Israelis are doing by putting fences up.
That's so they can't get into.
Yeah, so they're trying to kind of irritate them or what's the word? Is it antagonize or there's a word for it when you
get a response out of them? I don't know, provoke.
Yeah, they're not. I think provoke. Yeah, they were trying to provoke them. So after nights of fighting, they eventually remove it, innit? The fences. Now, the second place that's bare pivotal into what's been happening. Now, this has been happening for years, but it's been more concentrated recently, innit? There's a place called Sheikh Jarrah, innit? And it's a city in East Jerusalem. Now, remember, East Jerusalem was before Palestinian. So everyone that was living there was Palestinian, innit? So what's been happening over the last 20 years, bare court cases, but these are in an Israeli court, they'll rule that Palestinians have to move out to let Israeli settlers go in there. Some of them won't even be from that country. They'll be from America. They'll come in and settle there. And the court keeps ruling in their favour. So then, what raised these tensions in this most recent one? In May, an Israeli court said 7 Palestinian families should be forced out so settlers could move in. This sparked protests. Yeah. So then, the settlers started provoking Palestinians, saying something. Go on.
No. I'm literally just going close to my microphone. Don't mind me.
So yeah, the settlers started provoking Palestinians, and this is actually plain theft because it's an occupied state, and in occupied states, international law rules should rule over Israeli law, but the Israeli courts don't care. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is actually war crimes. Jerusalem isn't Israel's, but Israel are on this warpath to make Jerusalem. They recognize Jerusalem as their capital, which is unfair because it's still occupied. And they're meant to have these deals and meetings with Palestine to hash this out. But they're going, nah. It's it's Israel's. You know, unrelated but kind of related. Even in January, Israel were trying to become one of the fastest countries to vaccinate their people, innit? Only for people who are Israeli.
Oh damn.
They weren't given
in a way they were trying to. Mad,
didn't it?
Yeah.
They weren't given the vaccine to Palestinians. So on May 7th at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in the Old City, tens of thousands of people were at the final Friday prayer of Ramadan. Yeah. After there was protests, yeah, but the Israeli forces then raided the mosques. They actually went into the mosques, throwing tear gas and stun guns, shooting rubber pellets from people after Friday prayer on the final Friday of Ramadan, innit? And I've seen bare images of women in hijabis with bare bloody faces and bro, what is going on? So by Monday, that was Friday. By Monday, there was tear gas all over the mosque. Yeah. So in Gaza, 2 million Palestinians. Obviously, as I said before, there's a land, air and sea blockade. And then Hamas said it had till 6 p.m. on the 10th of May to withdraw the Israeli troops from the Al-Aqsa compound and Jerusalem and the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood. So Hamas, remember that group? The one that basically owns Gaza. That extreme group. They said, listen, you man have till 6 p.m. on the 10th of May to dust. Leave in it. Otherwise shit will get peak. They obviously haven't. They ain't moved. They ain't done nothing. They haven't withdrawn. The deadline passes, then Hamas fired rockets into central Israel.
No, shit.
And that's when you start seeing all of these missiles going back and forth, innit? And then the Israelis military attacked here, blowing up a building with only a few, like, quite small warning, telling people to leave the building first, innit?
Is that the Al Jazeera building?
No, not yet. I think that's a different building.
Oh.
So then, Hamas went mad after this one, and they sent, they sent like thousands of rockets to Tel Aviv. But the problem is this, innit? Now, this is what, have you noticed? It's always these man them in Gaza that get fucked up, but the man them in Israel don't really get that hurt. It's because Israel have this Iron Dome defense system. So even though Gaza will send, or Hamas will send these like hundreds of rockets, they have this Iron Dome defense system, targets them and stops them.
Alright.
Gaza don't have that.
Yeah.
So obviously all of their rockets are hitting, innit? So one attack hit a refugee camp, killing 2 women and 8 children from the same family. Can you imagine? So several buildings are consistently attacked now, and then even the Al Jazeera building comes down. People wonder, why do you think they were trying to get the Al Jazeera building?
They're reporting real news.
That's what I'm saying. So the Al Jazeera building comes down, and then Palestinians start protesting in the West Bank. Yeah, a ceasefire was called, but more clashing ensued at the Al Aqsa Mosque. 243 were killed. 12 Israelis. 243 Palestinians. There was a 2 a.m. ceasefire, and that's up until the modern day, really.
No.
And that's what's been happening recently, innit?
Do you want to give us a 5-point summary? Should go to Young Sage 5-point summary.
Calm. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
I like that.
That's it, innit? That's it. Bro, even me and my mom got into an argument about it. Because I told her the stuff that I learned yesterday and the day before. And obviously she doesn't know much about it. And then we're just... Like, she's in that mindset. Oh, no, they should share. I was like, no, not really. They shouldn't have to share. But yeah. Hopefully I explained it well enough. You guys have if you don't have any idea about it, you've got a better general knowledge now. So if someone asks you, you can maybe pass this on, spread the information.
And if people are like, oh yeah, I want to learn about Free Palestine, what's going on? Share them Young Sage segment, Agenda Over Facts, Season 1, Episode 7. You're done with the thing.
Come on.
But
man, that's basically it.
So you saying we're gonna round up?
Wait, T, what did you think? Did you was there anything there that surprised you more than you thought it would? What's the one thing that you would take away from it? Like what thing has stuck with you? It can be any of it.
Do you know what? I think the one thing that stuck with me is just like the general timeline of just like how it went from like a place for like Group A to live, and then they welcome in like Group B, but then Group B say it's not enough that you've welcomed us in, we want more. Alright, cool. Now they've got more. We want more. Now we want more. We want to control Group A. Like, do you get what I mean? Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure that maybe Group A wouldn't mind bringing in Group B, but it becomes a problem when now Group B is trying to control what Group A had. Do you get what I mean? And when it becomes like, the people that came in are now controlling where you can stay, where you can live, where you can enter, what you can do, then it just becomes a bit like problematic. So I just think the whole like transition of like how it started and where it is now is just
fucked,
mad.
Innit?
Yeah,
I just find it funny because, bro, at the beginning, this is what I was saying is like a key thing. At the beginning, it was 87% Muslim, 3% Jews, innit? And now I wouldn't say that's flipped with me. I think there's about 40% are now Jewish, innit? And deep the difference back then when there was a majority of Arabs, everything was peaceful, innit? Or fairly peaceful. Now there's even a switch, not a complete switch, but a switch of decent magnitudes and deep the oppression. Like, bro, man, them in see that Sheikh Jarrah place, yeah? Even now, there's still bare cases ongoing to shift people out. There was even one guy where he's like, yeah, the feds came, whatever. They didn't give us no eviction notice. Just kicked us out. I was in my pajamas. My wife didn't even have her slippers. Kicked her out. Kicked the whole family out, and they had to live under a tree for like 7 months. And then like neighbors will call the feds on a Palestinian family because music's playing, and then the feds will come and just be bare forceful.
Yeah.
Free Palestine, man. I'll just leave it as that, innit? T, I'll let you.
But yeah, man, it's been a good episode. We've had hopefully we can end on a nice light note. But yeah, it's been a good episode, season 1, episode 7. Yeah, man, we've had some laughs, we've had some informative stuff. We spoke about our weeks. We spoke about Fanwell and the stress, how we dealt with that. We spoke about my manhood being challenged over a bill. We spoke about bad curry. We spoke about getting slapped by your dad. We spoke about your dad testing you. We spoke about quite a few things. We spoke about Free Palestine. So yeah, it's been a good episode mixed with a lot of laughs. Oh, Princess Diana, how can we forget? And the racist slag. Yes, 'cause she's a slag. I was actually,
not Princess Diana though. Just to clarify.
Oh, dear God. No, dear God. That dumb.
Massive DM for
slag.
promo, bro. What a skit.
Yeah, what a slag, bro. What a slag. But I saw her on like on one of them meme pages. Apparently she handed herself in to feds, but
okay.
Yeah, okay, well done.
No, well done.
But anyway, yeah, bro, it's been a good episode. We've spoken about quite a lot of things. It's been an interesting one. It's been a fun one. But yeah, you know the drill by now. If you like it, share it to your friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube. Subscribe to that, follow that so you got notifications when we drop. But it's always on a Wednesday, probably Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, to be peeled. Again, follow us, Agenda Over Facts Pod, Instagram, 100 followers. We get to 100 followers, and I told you we got a nice cheeky surprise for you, man. So you better be following up. And if you got friends that ain't following up, you better tell them to follow up and get with the times. Because when we blow, we're gonna leave you behind. But anyway, yeah, man, it's been a good one. It's been your boy T.
It's been Fanwell and Free Palestine, innit?
When the young sage speaks, the sages listen. And on that note, peace out. Have a good week. Free Palestine 10 times. And hopefully you guys can have a blessed week. Sending positive vibrations to you. Woo! Woo!